I made a magic user that bought a lantern and a bunch of oil because I didn't really need to spend my money on much.
Right.
Yeah. What? A staff? Ooh. Some
Right.
daggers.
Yeah.
That's
So.
that's it. I'm gonna stand back, and when it really comes down to it, I'll cast my one spell that I have memorized. I don't even know what it is right now, so I had it picked. No, I didn't. Ah, I had chosen spells. Think think I'll go with just magic missile. Start out with. Now, if if I'm, fucking around with this, um, if I'm fucking around with this mage, and let's say the day passes, and I haven't really cast a spell or anything, can I scribe that spell down and use it as a scroll?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any reason why you couldn't. That would be something that you would have to be taking a long rest or something like that. But yeah, you could scribe it.
Yeah, yeah. So I need to purchase some scribing materials. So, I mean, that really gives me a reason to save my spell
Right.
because I can scribe it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe. Let me double check this. I want to say that is possibly covered under kits in old school armory.
Oh, that's a different book?
It is. There is a folder called Old School Armory, and there's a whole bunch of shit in that folder. But it's the specific file is Old School Armory V1.2.
All right, let me go see if I can find this.
I would think that that would probably fall under a scribe's kit, which costs 76 gold pieces.
Okay.
Let me see what is exactly in a scribe's kit. So comes with a small wooden chest, 4 sticks of ink, mortar and pestle, parchment 20 sheets, pumice pen, reed pens 10 of them, utility knife, and a ruler. And that would be enough for you to be able to write down whatever it is that you want for a spell scroll.
Right.
And magic users, I am ruling magic users automatically get the read magic spell, because
Is your thing up? Is it closed or something for some reason?
of what's closed.
Your files, your
Oh,
file server.
I haven't checked. Hold on. It might need to be started. Or maybe it did restart. Every time there's a friggin' Windows update, they want to restart the damn thing, and
Right. Right.
it knocks my server down. Yeah, it looks like it's down. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right. Hold hold in the right trigger. See over there. Now press Y. A Revelio is on the D-pad to the side. The directional. Yeah. But he kicked some ass, Lee.
Okay, should be up now.
Thank you.
But yeah, that should be the scribe's kit should be on page 20 of that Old School Armory.
Okay, let's see.
There's a lot of really good stuff in this book. I mean, the kits alone was worth the purchase of this book. But I personally like the Adventurer's kit. Everybody should be carrying one of these around. It only costs 22 gold pieces.
So I'm looking in the Old School Essentials, right?
You want to find
Old School Armory?
Yep.
And then the Old School Armory? Is that what I'm wanting? Just grab that?
Old School Armory V1.2 is the PDF.
I was saying there's a limit.
A limit?
Tell me to retry later. Let's see.
Let me try this.
All right, here it goes. I double clicked and it thought I was trying.
I thought I was trying to open it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes it's gonna be smarter than what the computer.
Yeah. Well, that's like yesterday. I hate when the computer tries to tell me that it knows better than I do. So I was trying to reformat one of my books in Word because I wanted to prep it for printing, and I'm doing the printing in A5 digest format. And so, and of course, Word's default is 8.5 by 11 letter size.
Oh.
So
yeah.
I have to reformat the entire document, and so I go in and I tell it size A5 digest, and then I select whole document, and it instead made page 1 and 2 A5 digest, and page 3 through 86 was still letter format. And I'm like, yeah, that's the whole fucking document. Thanks. You know, good job. Way to go. Or then I would tell it, you know, I want narrow margins, and it would say, okay, and I want whole document. And then every 3 or 4 pages, I would have to redo the margins again because it would only do like 3 or 4 pages at a time. I hate that. I hate Word. If I didn't have to use it, I wouldn't. But there is no viable alternative. And anybody who says, well, there's OpenOffice or there's Google Docs, yeah, no, plebeian. Those are not viable solutions. I say the same thing to people who go, well, instead of running Windows, I'm going to run Linux. Okay, have a good time with that. You're not going to be able to do shit. I mean, you could run an internet mail server. That's it. I'm sorry. It's the truth. I don't care how great Linux is. I have a Linux box running Ubuntu, and I like to play around in it. The computer's absolutely useless. It does nothing for me. If it's not Windows, it ain't worth having. It's just the truth. When I was the assistant tech manager for CompUSA, I used to hear that shit from people all the time. Well, I'm going to build a Linux box. I want to get away from using Windows. All right, yeah. You went silent.
He didn't. I had a friend that was big into Linux. But I mean, he ran a lot of file servers and mail servers.
Right, and that's all it's good for. I mean, yeah, really.
He could emulate Windows very successfully. So
yeah.
I mean, but when he needed to, but I mean, he would also have Windows computers. He ended up being one of the big IT guys from the state of Arkansas. He was kind of self-taught.
Yeah, but, I mean, with Linux, if you want to run anything that is basically an industry standard, everything that the normal computer user or whatnot would use, you have to run it through Wine. And and not everything's is gonna emulate well through Wine. Some things won't do it at all.
he was. I mean, he just really liked to try everything. He was just fascinated with the whole industry of software.
Right.
And uh, I mean, he always had multiple servers of crap going on. And he, I mean, he was just infatuated with it. And really, if you're going on the IRC networks like DowNet or EFNet or something like that, Linux might be a better platform for you to be fucking around,
Well, yeah, I mean, and
there. But
essentially why I have my Linux box is
yeah,
basically I just refer to it as my hack box, and it's just so that I can keep my feet wet in
sure,
in that world and up to date on what the latest distro is and how Linux reacts. But aside from that, as far as usability, it has none. I
oh, man,
absolutely nothing.
listen, my Surface Book Pro, my Xbox Series X, and my phone all work flawlessly together without any work from me.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that is, that is what that is.
Right.
So, you said the Scribes kit is what I want.
Yeah, I would say a scribes kit would get you what you need.
All right, let's see if we can find it.
It should be on
It's
page 20.
page 20. That helps me a lot. I would have been scrolling through all kinds of shit. Here we go. Scribes kit. Right there, 76 gold pieces.
Yeah, and you get everything in that list.
Yep. I am going to get that because this dude has still he's got 88 left. He could buy it. That would be stupid not to buy it.
And the other nice thing about these kits, it's similar to like the kits that they had, the packs in 5th edition.
Yeah.
The nice thing about it, you can just write down scribes kit, and we know what's in that. You don't have to
Right.
take up so much space writing everything, listing everything individually.
I just put page 20 OSA.
There you go.
Very nice.
Yeah, they've got they actually have the paperback. Well, it was on sale. I don't know if it still is, but I got it. It was on sale for like $15, and I'm like, shit, yeah, I want this book.
Right.
Hello,
Got
Cameron.
12 gold left. All right. I can't hear Cameron.
Oh,
Can now.
oh, okay. Because all I said was howdy, so it was pretty easy to miss.
Brian says he's finishing something up on his car, and he's going to be a few minutes late. So we can go ahead and just start without him. I guess it's handy that you've got 2 fighter types, huh? So
Yeah.
I will go ahead and bring us in. Welcome to Braunhaven. This is an old school Essentials RPG in my own campaign world. But before we get started, we'd like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They're just products that we really like, and today we would like to thank the Speechless Bard. Speechless Bard makes beautiful leather covers for your tabletop RPGs. Maybe, I don't know, you might have to ask her if she can make them for Old School Essentials, because they are a smaller book format. She might be able to do something with that. Email her, ask her. But she does all of the artwork on them by hand. They are all leather products, hand stitched, the leather itself. She goes actually and orders it and checks out each lot by hand. And she's an amazingly talented artist, and she has products such as covers for your core rulebook. She's got a dice rolling mat that when it's rolled up, it looks like a spell scroll. She has this really cool thing that she just recently came out with not too long ago. called the Spell Compendium, and it's a small book-shaped, or it looks like a spell book, and when you open it, it's a bifurcated box. One side for holding like cards, the other side for rolling dice, and on the inside cover it has a magnetic spell tracker. And then she is just now releasing. She's gotten into making enamel pins, and so she has a full line of pins, and she's got leather dice bracelets, all just a ton of stuff. And like I said, it's all handmade, and all of the artworks done by her. If you're going to order from her, you will want to give yourself a little bit of extra time if you're over here in the States. She is in the UK, so it can take a little bit of time to cross the pond and make it through customs. If you are a fan of Braunhaven, you'll want to keep an eye out. I don't have it up yet, but it is coming. There will be a website via Obsidian Portal that is going to be kind of tracking the campaign, and the adventure log will have bits of rumor and news, things from across the Braunhaven region, and possibly news from beyond that. There are Braunhaven is a lot bigger than just the Braunhaven region. There's an entire nation to the east called Arabashia. There's a nation far across the Dragon Sea to the south called Orentis. There's all sorts of stuff going on, and so that page will detail a lot of that extra little bits and pieces of information that hasn't made it into books yet, or is going to be detailed. But if you are looking for the Braunhaven books, you can find them on DriveThruRPG. Just search for Braunhaven, and we are also on Big Geek Emporium. So check us out at either location. And I am awaiting the proof for the Braunhaven campaign setting hardcover book. As soon as I get the proof and I approve it, you will be able to order the campaign setting in hardback. I will throw that up on DriveThruRPG as well. I've been trying to figure out how to get it on Big Geek Emporium as well, and their system's a little bit kludgy, but that's my opinion. But I mean, obviously it works. I've sold books there, so PDFs. It's just I don't know how to get it to into their managed print process. Is very weird. Like it wants me to give them a URL for a web page for the cover, and I'm like, what? No. I should just give you the cover. I have the covers created in InDesign. I don't know why I would give you a website. That's stupid. But yeah, I don't know. When it comes time for that, I may ask them for assistance because I don't know what they're asking me to do. So last week, where we left off, so I have hold on here. Oh, it's a late message. So last week, when we were running it, I was using the initiative rules as written, and it's funny because in my testing, it worked out, but I did have a funny feeling that in actual play I wasn't really gonna dig it. So we're not gonna use those rules anymore. I decided I don't like it. And thinking back, I mean, this basic and expert edition D&D is this is how I initially learned to play D&D way back in 1979. And I don't remember ever playing with the way that I double checked. The rules as written are correct. I cross-referenced them with the old basic and expert, and yeah, that's what it said. But that I never played that way. I played it at a couple of conventions when I was 6 and 7 years old. I played multiple DMs. We never played that way. So, I mean, we play the way we play now. Everybody has individual initiative. We never used the basic rule of every weapon doing 1d6. I don't know. It's foreign to me. So we're not going to use that anymore. We're going to do it the way we've always done it, and we're going to like it. God damn it! So, so as you can see, I threw down each of your tokens on the map, representing each of you, and I fixed the initiative thing. But where we left off, you guys, Dentry had questioned about the door to the south, and so this door here is actually a fairly short door. The door actually is only 5 feet tall. It goes from floor to ceiling, or I'm sorry, not floor to ceiling. It's 5 feet tall. So it's a short door, and he was wanting to check out what's in here. This is still a part of the cellar. So what do you guys want to do? Now Cassandra is injured. She is half down on her hit points, if I remember correctly. So it is up to you guys. You talked about deciding to go back upstairs and let Cassandra eat a bologna sandwich and get some rest.
That would be cool. Then I could contribute something.
There's no reason why I can't try to hear noise right now, is there?
No,
right
you
there
could.
at the door.
Yeah.
All right. And I can just listen, I guess. This is a D6 roll.
So yeah.
And I rolled too high, but I listen anyway.
And I believe that is a thief skill, correct? I believe
That's correct.
Yes. And so at level 1, hear noise, you'd need a 1 or a 2. So no, you don't hear anything on the other side of the door.
No. Cassandra's hurt. I mean, I really think we should go take care of that and maybe go buy stuff and then come back.
We could tell the halfling that we killed the rats too. That'll probably make her happy. But we can tell her that we're gonna go back down later and just make sure that they're all gone.
Yeah.
That
sounds great. Happy. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna try that.
All right.
Unless Gabriel or Umoth.
Yeah.
Umroth has an objection.
What's Umroth think?
No, I would totally think we ought to pop back up, and I was going to cut the tails out the rats and let what's his name turn them in, so Tika kind of thinks he's a hero. But okay. Yeah, I was thinking pop back up and let her rest or get a priest or whatever she wants to do.
Okay, so you're going to let Dentry turn in the rat tails as show what a great guy he is.
These stones and stuff all through here.
So
I mean,
that was all part of the wall.
Yeah, can we pile that up and kind of block that wall off a little bit?
Yeah, you can spend some time piling that up. I mean, you especially the fact that you have Umroth with you, that can be done fairly easily. He is a dwarf, and that is, kind of in his wheelhouse.
That would kind of protect this area a little bit better.
I don't know. The lectures would take extra time.
So yeah, you can pile that up and with Umroth's help you kind of pile this up, and it's not like it'll be hard for somebody if they're really determined to get back through it, but it'll slow them down and take some time, and at the very least, you would hear it.
In theory, it would stop rats.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, for a short time, yeah.
Yeah, that's all we need, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys head back up to the tap room of the Braunhause. You guys are still in here. Yeah, you are. Tokens are so huge.
I kind of helped you by tidying up my character over there.
Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, I know why. And now she's...
Sandra's right there. That's her.
I don't see her.
We're dinging it.
Yeah,
It's
but
right.
I don't see her on my map.
I see her
Wow.
on the stairs.
Yeah, I just put her there.
Well,
This is Tekka. So, Tekka, as you come back upstairs, she hears the cellar door open, and you guys make your way upstairs, and she turns around and she says, "So, did you deal with the creatures in my basement?"
rats.
I knew it was those damned rats. And Dentry with the three rat tails, he holds them up, and she says, "Oh, you're one of the good ones." And he just kind of nods and hands them to her, and she immediately she calls back to the kitchen to Granny Crackerbottom and orders you guys a meal, and she says, "Oh, your food in the room is on the house." And she looks at Cassandra and she says, "Oh dear, you look like you've been injured. Are you okay?"
I have a gaping wound from a rat bite. Can I please dress it?
I've been nibbled on. She leads you guys over to a table and sets you guys down, and she says, "Oh, let Granny bring you some food and drink, and anything you want to eat is on the house, and I'll send Grandpa Crackerbottom to fetch Father Ainsworth." And so she bustles off, and Granny comes out with some food, and she puts a big platter of roasted lamb and big loaves of bread and some of her prized aged smoked Gouda, and she brings over a pitcher of ale and a pitcher of elven sparkling wine. You guys are set up, and Tekka sticks her head out the front door over here, and she yells. She says, Grandpa, you need to go fetch Father Ainsworth. Cassandra was injured fighting the rats." And so she comes back to your table and tells you, "Don't you worry, Father Ainsworth will be here in just a moment, and he'll fix you right up."
Oh,
And
that's so nice.
after a good 15-20 minutes, Grandpa Crackerbottom and Father Ainsworth comes in. And Father Ainsworth, like I said, he, despite his name is actually Fellister Ainsworth, and despite the fact that he's a druid, the people in town have just kind of referred to him as Father Ainsworth because he's taken it upon himself to actually run the All Faiths Temple. And he comes over and to Cassandra, and he says, "Just lay back and relax." And he starts to cast a spell.
Awesome.
And where are my spell tables?
I will play a soothing tune on my flute while this happens.
Okay.
Dang,
Yeah.
all this for a rat bite. Once I have some more HP, this won't be so dramatic in the future.
That's true. Well, yeah, and
It's a slow progress of getting HP.
yeah, when you get to that point, you'll be able to cast a spell too. I imagine you'll probably want to take your light wounds. So it is a D6 plus. Let's see. D6 plus 1. That's it. Huh. It will also cure paralysis. That's good to know. 4 hit points, so you should be fully healed.
Yay, I'm back to normal. We can go kill more stuff soon.
I still would like to go purchase some items and maybe hire some other people to go down there with us. There might be things bigger than rats.
So Tekka comes back over, and Father Ainsworth casts his spell, and she brings Father Ainsworth a glass of wine and a snack. It's at this point it's pretty late in the evening, and this is after his bedtime, and you hear you hear two things. The first thing is that Father Ainsworth mentioned, Tekka apologizes for sending Grandpa over to wake him, and he says, "Oh, don't worry, lass. I was already awake. There was those noises down in the church again, and it woke me, and I went down to see what was going on, but there was nothing there." And Grandpa says, "Yeah." He says, "As I was approaching the All Faiths Temple, I could see that there was something moving around. There was like a candle or a small lantern moving around inside. There was something in there. I thought it must be too late for Father Ainsworth to be up, but there was something in that church. The things worry me." And he says, but Grandpa says that when he entered, he didn't see anything. And so, Grandpa's theory on it is, with all the deaths from the demon plague, I think that perhaps there might be a fell spirit wandering about, something undone in its life that it needs to finish while in the temple. And Father Ainsworth that's a possibility, but he doesn't seem to believe that. And Father Ainsworth says, I think it's probably more apt that there is a connection between whatever was in the rats in Tekka's basement, and maybe they got up into my church and they scurry as soon as they see the light. Do you guys want to expound upon that? Tell them what you found?
Well, I mean, I think we should probably be open and honest. I don't see a reason to be deceptive.
There's Dentry.
Neither.
Rats. Big ass motherfucking rats. Dig this hole.
Well, yeah, but more than that, you found that somebody had dug through the wall. And
there's some nefarious stuff that went on. Someone tunneled through the wall into the cellar. And,
looks like old catacombs or something.
Yeah, giant rats had come out. We kind of plugged the hole. We killed the rats. Come up here to heal up, maybe do some light shopping, and then we want to head up an expedition down in the catacombs and see if we can get to the bottom of what's down there.
So he says, I'm going to get rid of these guys. I don't need them. So Father Ainsworth, when you mention the catacombs, he says, "Oh, that's very interesting." So the truth of the matter is that the beneath the All Faiths Temple, we do have an undercroft. We call it the undercroft. It's actually a mausoleum in and of itself, and various high-ranking people were buried there. But I do know that at one end of the undercroft, that deep in the undercroft, there is said to be a entrance to a deeper, older set of tombs. And I wonder if those are the catacombs of which you speak. Perhaps there was something tunneled in from there. But I don't believe that rats could tunnel like that.
Well, that straight went through the wall. I mean, you're more than welcome to go down there and look about. I wouldn't move those stones, though. We haven't totally cleared all that area. Cassandra was injured. We weren't prepared for going into spelunking.
So Umroth, you would know. Dwarves knowing stonework, rats did not do this. You see clear evidence of pick marks and things of that nature. Something with arms and hands used tools to tunnel through that wall.
We did not open the door to the side office or whatever that is down there.
Because Tekka says, that's my cheese cellar. Excuse me, that's my cheese cave, and you'll want, if you do check out in there, and I do suggest you do. I don't want something happening to my prized cheese, but be careful when you go in there. I use a secret solution that I came to my prized cheese aging process. And she looks around and she looks over her shoulder and she whispers over the table. She says, The secret is I use brown mold on the back end of the room to keep the place frigid cold. That's why our ale and our wine is so cold as well. I keep the kegs in there.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So if you go in,
Okay.
be careful because it will suck the life right out of you.
Well, that maybe we ought to leave that room alone. I like the life right in me.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the brown mold, it has a heat drain ability. It cannot move, but it is considered it has a stat block like any monster. But it has a heat drain ability. Any creature within 5 feet of the mold suffers 1d8 damage per round. So she's not joking when she says it'll suck the life right out of you. I mean, that'll kill a first level character real quick.
Yeah,
How
we
does
might.
she handle it?
It's in the back side of the room. She stays in the front side of the room.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
the cheese and the ale and whatnot is on the inside of the room, but she tells you that it is frigid cold in there.
I still would like to go buy some chainmail and a longbow
Okay.
Go for it.
before we go running down, because, I mean, I've got a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, we got some. Oh, we got some coins. Okay, maybe I
Yeah.
should go shopping too. Really quick. Maybe
So
buy
sh-
some better armor.
So Umroth, are you going to bring up that rats did not tunnel through that wall, or are you going to keep that to yourself?
Oh, sure, I'll tell them. I'll be like, rats definitely didn't dig that hole. Something with tools.
So she says, really? She says, then perhaps it would be in everybody's best interest, especially those of the town, that perhaps we should bring this to the constable's attention. You'll want to tell Mr. Marcor Millsmith of the town militia what you found, and he may have people that you may be able to hire to as hirelings to go down with you. If that, I heard you say that you were thinking about mounting an expedition to go down and explore these catacombs further, and he may be willing to reward you as well.
We do like rewards.
The townspeople thank you.
boy,
No,
good.
pay me.
Yeah.
Am I allowed
Anytime.
to wear chainmail as well? Is there like a?
So, if you're gonna go shopping, I suppose I should tell you what is in the town.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So, here is the town.
Cheese.
There's a lot of cheese in the town. So number one, of course, is the Braunhause Coaching Inn. That's where you're at currently. And this up here, this road, and there's another number 2 to the south. That is the Imperial Tradeway, and that road goes all the way to the north, to the north. It goes all the way to the capital city of the Glaucian Empire, the city of Glauchine. And to the south, it goes all the way to the coastline, the coast of the Dragon Sea, to a location called the Imperial Port at Tacidantalus' Tower. And number 3, where is 3? There's number 3. Number 3, over on the eastern side, similarly, is the Eastern Tradeway, where if you take this road and you just keep going east for a long effing way, it goes all the way to the distant land of Erebachia. And if you go to the west, the west, number 4 over here, goes across the Great River via the Barbarous Trade Bridge. And the Barbarous Trade Bridge, nobody really knows when or who constructed it. It's thought that the dwarves probably constructed it, but it seems that the bridge itself was constructed of petrified wood. And it is known for these great sculptures. The pillars that hold it up are actually the old gods. There are 7 pillars on each side, each pillar carved representing a depiction of each of the old gods. And it crosses the Great River, and then the Eastern Tradeway continues up through the Skelos Mountains, said to go all the way to Zlatoheim. And The other interesting thing on the eastern side of, or yes, on the eastern side of the, excuse me, the western side of the Barbarous Trade Bridge, the Eastern Tradeway, the road changes from just being a road to actually being paved with huge blocks of marble that have been polished and carved into paving stones. And this was the work of the dwarves, and it goes all the way from the bridge, all the way through the mountains, clear to the capital city of Zalatoheim. Number 5, this is the All Faiths Temple, where Father Ainsworth does his clerical or druidic duties administering faiths. And it's called the All Faiths Temple because it is it has worship for both the old gods and the current known gods. The 12 known gods, and it doesn't matter which of the gods you worship, they're all welcome here. And like I said, it's a little odd that he is a druid. Usually it would be a cleric that would minister to the people in this temple, but as the town is kind of in the process of repopulating and rebuilding, Father Ainsworth came and decided to assist. Druids are mostly the ones that are going to be mostly worshiping the old gods, while clerics will usually be a part of the 12 known gods. And so he just is kind of pitching in and helping the town out. Number 6 is a blacksmith. Here's number 6. And the blacksmith is actually run by a dwarf named Anvil Billet. And his brother runs the armor, which is number 7. And his name is Stonesy Billet. And number 8 is a wheelwright. So if you need carts and wagons, that's where you go to get that. Number 9 is an alchemist, and the alchemist is run by Gemma Farquharson. She is the wife of the wheelwright Willem Farquharson, and then number 10 is the general store, and the general store is run by a gnome. God, why is this bugging me? Stop! I already know. You told me that. The general store is run by a gnome named Nima Crinklegringle, and Nima is actually a gnome illusionist, and she likes to do little tricks and illusions to delight the children of the town. 11 is a local is an open farmers market, and 12 down here and here are basically tenement homes. These little stilt homes over here, they are somewhat they are occupied by a few people. But this large manor-like house has sat empty, and at one point the house was run as an inn. At another point, it was cleaned out and made a large manor. And then at another point, even it was run as like apartment type housing. And currently, it sits empty. So. If you're looking for weapons, you probably want to go talk to Anvil and Stonesy over at the armor or the blacksmith. And of course, you'll probably want to visit Nima at the general store. There is also, and this can usually be found around the open market, is that there is rumor that already, even with the small population, there is a small black market element that has developed in town. And Markhor Millsmith, the town constable who works out of 13 here, the town hall, he is aware of it, but the town council and his opinion is that even though the black market Oftentimes, I mean, just by its very nature, it's doing things that are illegal. But their feeling is that any decent town has to have a black market in order to function. That as opposite of reality, or as opposite as that sounds, they have to have a black market in order to function. And so that is the belief, and they just kind of turn a blind eye to most of the small illegalities that go on.
Is there anything that says that like a cleric can't wear chainmail or something?
Let's see. Cleric is on page.
I don't think they can at first level.
They
Okay.
are on page 36 of the player's tome. No, they can only use blunt weapons, and they can wear any armor and can use any shields.
Oh,
Okay, cool. Because yeah, my AC being higher would help us not get bogged down so much. So I think I might spend some money on that if it's available.
Yep, I'd like a set of chainmail, and then I guess I need to go by the general store maybe to get a longbow and some arrows.
So hold on. So Cassandra, what kind of armor did you want to buy?
That chainmail, yeah.
So it'd be 40 gold pieces.
Okay, I can subtract that from recent.
You know, plate mail's only 60.
That's true.
Oh, well, shit. I'll do that then.
Okay. So
And then
plate,
I'll-
Shield is 10.
so plate
I
mail.
got you.
Plate
Yeah.
mail's base armor class is 3, and then in brackets 16. What is your dexterity modifier?
+0.
Okay, so your armor class would be 3, and then in brackets 16.
And then I got a shield, so
Okay, so then it would be
Shield.
it would be 2, and in brackets 17 with the shield.
Okay.
I should get a shield. I should do that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
it's not much money. It's like a great option for low level for sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that though. I got a club and some prayer.
I mean, if you wanted it, let's see, is there yeah, if you wanted to upgrade that club to a mace is only 5 gold pieces, and a mace does 1d6.
Oh, hell yeah, let's do that. Nice. 1d6 and some
A shield.
money. Okay. Well, I'm done shopping.
Okay, Dorvish, what did you want to do?
I want to buy a set of chainmail.
Okay, so that's 40 gold pieces.
I've got it.
And that base, the base AC on that's 514. What is your dexterity modifier?
My dexterity modifier is 16 is my dexterity. That's 1, I think, or 2.
I can tell you. Hold on
2.
here. Is it 2? Let me see. Ability.
I think
Ability
so.
scores. Yeah, that's +2. So that makes that 316 is your AC.
What's the bracket number mean?
So the bracket is for if we decide that we want to use ascending AC. Ascending AC would be like what 5th edition uses. I would prefer to stick with THACO. So with chainmail, that would make your AC 3.
And then I want to go buy a longbow.
Longbow?
Yeah, for 40.
Yep.
Hopefully. So that's 80 total. And then I want to buy 2 quiver of arrows to be a total of 90 gold spent.
Okay.
And I think that'll be it on me.
All right. Dentry, what would you like to buy?
Two different. Well, one question is, how long, as an armorer and a whatever, how long would it take me to be able to like make a shield or something?
For a shield, probably a couple days. But if you want to do, say like plate mail armor, that could take weeks.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean,
Then-
I would say it depends on how intricate you want to get, but if it's just basic plate mail armor, if you're really hustling, I would say a week. But if you're looking for a little bit better quality, you're probably talking 2 weeks.
Okay.
Wait, who was missing when we got gold? Somebody was missing, weren't they?
Yeah, it was. I don't.
Am I wrong? I might be.
I don't think he. I don't. I was gonna say Dentry, but I don't think he had to leave early last week, did he?
Well, is everybody aware of the gold that we got last week? That's all I'm asking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm spending it.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure that everybody's on.
Gentry, what do you have for armor?
Right now I have chainmail. So I'll probably upgrade to plate and then get a shield as well.
If you wanted to sell your current chainmail, they would buy it from you for 15 gold pieces.
So 70 minus 15, 55. Okay. So take 55 off my gold then?
Yes.
Okay.
And then what is your dex modifier?
None. I don't have one.
Okay. So then you just get the base for plate mail, so your armor class would be 3.
And the shield?
Shield would make your armor class 2.
2. Okay. And then do they charge anything to be able to like use their stuff?
No.
Like if
No,
I wanted to be able to like
No, if Stonesy and Anvil are perfectly happy to allow you to use their equipment if you wanted to craft something.
okay, cool. Just for future knowledge.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to buy as far as weapons and armor go?
I feel like I'm going to be on the front line a lot, so having a bow and arrow doesn't do me much good. So I'm not going to use money on that right now. Like a potion or something, maybe?
Oh, yeah. So, well, we'll get to potions in just a minute. We're just doing weapons and armor for now.
Okay.
Umroth, is there anything you wanted to buy?
No. I'm okay here.
Okay.
You know what? I'll get a sling. I'll get a sling just as like a offhand backup in case I need some distance stuff, just because it's cheap.
That's a good idea. And so now we will go back around. So in the general store, they do have, of course, all of, and let me find that page in the player's tome. And actually, if you haven't grabbed it, you might grab off the server, take a look at the reference booklet, because it has all of these tables and whatnot in a very easy to find format. I'm on that right now. It's on page 28. The other one, and Wes and I were doing this earlier, is Old School Armory has items. And I was going to say that the general store does have things such as the Adventurer's Kit. And an Adventurer's Kit includes a backpack, 7 standard rations, a water skin, 6 torches, tinderbox, 50 feet of rope, a utility knife, 1 stick of chalk, and a bedroll, and all of that costs 22 gold pieces.
I forgot what pack I bought. I bought something. Yeah. There aren't like any potions for sale though. I doubt. We're probably out of our price range, I had to guess.
Is
I mean,
it too late? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Is it too late to buy silver arrows?
No, you can buy silver arrows.
Yeah.
Silver arrows and a silver dagger are always a good idea, because there are some creatures, I mean, you don't have any magical weapons yet. There are some creatures that can only be damaged by a silvered weapon.
Yeah, I'm able to buy 5 silver-tipped arrows.
Definitely a good idea.
So that's that. Kind of tapped out, but I'll tell people I have a lot of money if it benefits us, but I don't have a lot of money.
So in addition to the idea of adventures kits, there are also group kits that are for sale. Oops, wrong page. There we go. There are group kits such as like a basic camp kit, which includes a lantern, 10 pints of oil, a large tarp, hammer, iron spikes, chopping axe, hatchet, shovel, 100 feet of rope, blankets, and a tinderbox, and and 3 large sacks. And basically, that's 178 gold pieces. But basically, that basic camp kit would set up a camp for the entire group. I don't know that you necessarily need that now, though, since you are going to be, if you're going to be spelunking into the catacombs beneath the town.
Yeah, we've got free room and board. I mean, I'm thinking anytime we want to rest or sleep, as long as we just carry a day's worth of rations on us just in case. I mean, I'd really like to just make my way back to the end each night right now and maybe see if we can hire a couple more people to come down there with us.
Yeah, we'll probably want to buy one of those kits at some point.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I'm not
sure.
exactly
Probably on the way out of town with a wagon.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And some horses, maybe, or an elephant, or a hippogriff, dragon.
Dragon.
Well, a dragon to pull the wagon would sure come in handy.
Yes. So one of the other things when you're shopping around the general store that Nima says is highly recommended. She recommends, there are 3 items. She recommends, well, there's more than 3, but the top 3 is at least one of you should be carrying a 10-foot pole, which costs
I've got
one gold piece. Somebody should. Usually, this is something that the thief of the party would carry, but it could be carried by anybody, and maybe multiple people. Would be a small hammer. That's 2 gold pieces, and a pouch of 12 iron spikes for 1 gold piece. And the reason for that is
With the armor, Boyer, and Fletcher, that'd be something I'd have.
I already
Possibly,
have iron
yeah.
spikes.
Do you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do not have those items, and I cannot afford them.
You might want to, if you've already got the spikes, you might want to purchase a small hammer, because I mean the spikes, without them, the spikes are basically good to wedge open, maybe open a door, but there's some doors that will close on their own, or things of that nature, or a trap door. You can hammer in a spike and it will jam it shut.
I'll get the hammer.
Okay.
Seems like something I'd have anyway.
So the difference.
I have a crowbar.
Well, that's another thing that's a good idea to have as well. But here's and of course rope. They have rope in 50-foot bundles.
I've got 50 foot of rope.
Sweet.
Okay. And then the difference between standard rations and iron rations is that standard rations are more of a fresh food nature, meaning that they will spoil. I mean, if your plan is that you're going to backtrack each night and rest at the inn, then that probably isn't too big of a problem. But iron rations are more things like, dried fruits, dried meat, jerkies and things of that nature, or harder, like hardtack. And that will last, but standard rations will spoil over time.
I mean, I was kind of hoping that maybe we could just do that as a party. We're saying, okay, you know, we're getting ready to leave town, and we need to go ahead and get ready to provide our own food on the road or whatever, and we just go, okay, it comes out to 8 gold pieces each. Everybody throws it in, and then that covers for 2 weeks of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping that, you know, we can spend that as a party before, you know, maybe even before we split our gold and stuff at the end. You know, we
Right.
could just take those expenses out if we're going to leave town, or, you know. But really, I'm kind of thinking we'll go right back to the inn each night, unless, you know, there's signs that says we can't.
Right. And then last but not least, you guys were wanting to hire hirelings.
Yes.
Who doesn't have an adventuring pack
I do not.
or something pretty close?
I don't have one specifically, but I have like a bunch of shit cobbled together that's like good enough.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff together. I'm gonna
Good in a
beef it up.
backpack, so.
Yeah. I'm hoping I got enough to get us, but I got thieves' tools.
Dentry, did
I
you
do
have
not
one?
most of the things.
Okay. I want to buy an adventuring pack for Dentry.
Okay. So that's 22 gold pieces.
Thanks.
I am looking up hirelings. Hired help. Page 110 of the player's tome. So, there are 2 types of hirelings that you can hire. There are retainers, which essentially retainers are level 0 characters that are the guys that are carrying your torches. They're the guys that might be carrying, if you find treasure, they may be carrying it out for you. And then there are mercenaries that you can hire that will, in this scenario, they'll be level 1 of whatever manner. So then my question is, did all of you create a second character?
I did.
Yes.
I did not.
Okay. Well, that can be something that you guys can. So Dentry, did Dentry create a second character?
I did a stat roll, but I didn't actually like apply it to anything.
Okay. So that's something that you can kind of work on over the next week. And those, I think we'll keep those characters in the background. There, you are obviously aware that there is another party of adventurers that are staying at the inn as well. And here's something that you can do, and you can only do this one time. That your character can essentially leave in a will your earthly possessions to your second character. So when your second character starts out, they're not completely broke, and you can only do that one time. But as far as hiring retainers go, this is what retainers.
Should we just hire the background characters?
I mean, you could hire the babackground character.
I would like to hire my background character for the simple fact is, I mean, you know, he'll in theory get some portion of experience. But
so here's the only downside about hiring retainers and mercenaries that they will want an equal share of the treasure, and they will want they will also share in the XP, which means overall you would be dropping your XP times, divided by 4 to potentially divided by 8.
My guy's a magic user, and so that's
your backup guy.
Yeah, is a magic user. I was God, really all he's mostly good for until he gets some levels is fucking holding the lantern in an occasional magic missile. But I'm gonna want to start using my bow, so I don't know if I can necessarily do the light source duties.
Yeah. Well, how much would it? And then Cassandra, what's your backup character?
Another cleric.
Another cleric.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Why don't we just hire those to start with?
Okay.
Well, my cleric's fucking useless for.
It's all right. I mean, we're all pretty useless, to be honest. I
Yeah,
mean, we're all
level
about
starting out at level 1 is can be
Yeah.
rough.
But
we're all about one hit away from death.
yeah, so
But
having
at least this way, when we're dividing the XP, it's really going back to ourselves.
Right. Right.
yeah,
Alright. Good enough. Let's do it.
So
Yeah.
Get in there and
Cassandra,
do something.
Yeah,
so
'cause-
your second so Cassandra, your second character, tell us what she looks like. Is she also human?
Yeah, she's just like a slightly shittier cleric. The one I rolled less
How do I
well.
feel about my other character?
Let's see here. Well, I'm probably
She's like a slightly homelier version of Cassandra.
okay. that I can work with that. And what is her name?
Mavis.
Mavis.
Sure.
Okay.
I didn't decide yet, so that's what it is.
Okay.
Where did she go?
I'm making a token for Mavis.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, Mavis, you're going to be the first to die. Okay, so Mavis has a token. Find it. There it is. And for just 1 second, I'm going to turn on this grid so that I can size the token properly.
Magical research work. It says something about you can spend time and money to learn spells.
Yes.
Like you'd have more spells than your character would normally have.
Yes. Yes.
Time and how much money.
In fact, you can spend downtime to create new spells. So if you look through the index of spells in the player's handbook, or I'm sorry, in the player's tome, you will see that there is a lot less spells than what you may be used to if you're coming from 5th edition. You can, let's say that there's a spell that you really like. An example might be Moonbeam. So if let's say that you want Moonbeam, you could research creating a spell. Now of course, the key to that is that you would have to be of a level that you can cast that spell. You could research, create that spell, and you could say, well, we're, this spell is now going to be called Dorvish's Moonbeam, and you would then be able to cast that spell. This is how a lot of those spells came about, like, Melf's Acid Arrow. That never existed before the player who was playing Melf decided that he wanted that spell.
Oh. I'm trying to think because my stat roll was pretty crappy for my second character. So I'm trying to think of like what I could do to make this character useful.
Have them leap in the way of things.
Make him pure meat shield.
He's a
Plan
meat
out
shield.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so then
Mavis is also really annoying, so if she dies, no one will feel bad.
she follows the path of the martyr.
Yes, exactly.
So Dentry, tell us about what does your second character look like?
Still trying to figure that out. Trying to figure out what I'm telling you, my stat roll, only 2 of them are above 10, so I'm trying to figure out what I could do for what can I make this character useful as. I have a 14, 11, 9, 8, 8, 7.
You could be a love interest for Mavis.
Well, you can I mean, the one benefit is you can always be a fighter.
Now with those stats,
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Or, so, I'm sorry, do you have a minimum constitution of 9?
I suppose I could use one of the 3 stats that are 9 or higher for that.
If you have a minimum con of 9 and a minimum wisdom of 9, you could be a ranger, which would be quite helpful. Their prime requisite is stat, or is strength. So you could put that 14 in strength. Rangers are on page 70 of the player's den.
Looking at it right now.
While you're looking at that, I will be right back.
Somebody give me a fun idea for this ranger. Somebody throw out something crazy and fun that would make this interesting.
Well, like, what do you mean something fun? Like a quirk or something?
Just something such as character is not just like a boring ass ranger. I don't know.
Make him a boring ass ranger, as long as he lives.
He's scared of bugs.
That
That's
would be the
best
weirdest
bet.
thing for a ranger.
Yeah, exactly, right? He's scared of bugs. That'd be a character flaw, I would put anyway. It'd be interesting.
He's a coward.
I'm gonna say he's scared of a type of bug, not all bugs, because that's just a bad idea.
Okay.
He's a
How about-
coward.
Let's pick something harmless. How about he's scared of worms? That's like the dumbest thing I could think of for what to be afraid of if you are in nature all the time. Because worms kind of show up a lot.
He thinks his great-great-great-grandfather was a werewolf, and therefore he feels the need to urinate on random crazy things at crazy times throughout his adventures. His goal is to literally mark the world.
Marking his territory. Okay, that's his quest. Yeah,
Yeah, just to pee on everything.
that's more fun.
His great-great-great-grandfather was a werewolf, and he feels it is his duty to continue marking the world in his honor.
That's right.
I just
You
randomly
can't be a
disappear at
ranger.
times. Like, where were you? And nowhere? Nowhere, guys. Nope.
Everybody watches you when you get near the food making stuff.
Yeah, Wes's idea is better than mine. Go with that.
Sorry.
For what?
That makes him interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he will do stuff that normally isn't done. And we'll go to some strange places, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we leave any of them, I'm like, hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? We gotta leave. No, can't leave yet. He might die attempting to mark his territory, but it will be funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That could be like a reason to wander off or explore something. That's very true.
What was that?
Like,
We're giving my ranger a quirk.
Nice. So
He's
when
gonna
you
be a ranger, but his
don't forget to pick to roll for a secondary skill
Oh, thank you.
for your.
secondary something or other.
wait, what? Secondary skill?
So your second character can roll.
Oh yeah,
for,
like baking.
yeah.
whatever.
You can roll secondary skills on page 25.
25. Okay, I'll do that. I did almost forget.
300.
And they get to start with 3d6 times 10 gold. Or equipping themselves.
20. My ranger likes the alcohol.
I got shipwright.
Nice.
Nope, sorry. I got Taylor. I think I got 85.
I bet.
Nope, I got 83.
Yeah, you might want to be
So-
careful drinking the Rangers brewed
Yeah,
drinks.
I'm a
He's probably-
shipwright.
It's got a whole bunch of herbs in it and like weird flowers,
Give you a little
fungus.
urine, but who knows?
Oh wait, we
Yeah.
get 1 secondary skill, right? Or is it 2?
You get 1 secondary skill
Oh,
unless you
100.
roll a 99 to 100.
Oh,
And then you
okay.
can roll for
All
2.
right. Cassandra did that. That's right. That's why I had 2 of them. But Mavis is a furrier, which is not useful. So it's very on brand.
Well, it could be, if you're a furrier,
Sorry,
it could be handy when you travel into the Skellis Mountains where it's really cold. The
I
ranger
got
could
yeah.
hunt some stuff, and then you could turn them into cloaks and
Well, it's
scarves and
just
whatnot.
because the group already has one with like a better chance of survival. Like I know it's a useful skill, but not,
I would
if
say
the other.
that in the Braunhaven region, being a furrier is more useful than it is, in the modern day.
I am trying to rip on Mavis, and you're making it very difficult.
Mavis is one of those people that's really into taxidermy.
Oh, wait, I spelled it wrong. She's actually a furry. No.
Furry, yes. So, Dentry, did you decide to go ranger? Okay. So tell me, what does your ranger look like? What race is he?
Very hairy man. Who is convinced that his great grandfather was a werewolf. He feels compelled to mark his territory.
Okay, so is he human?
He thinks he's mostly human.
Okay.
I just realized as a ranger, having a great starting wealth is worthless, huh? Because I can't carry it all.
All right, let's see what this spits out. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, maybe that was. Hold on.
His name is Jackson L. Samuel.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna delete this, but this is too funny. I have to hang on to it. Oh, here we go. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. And you said his name was what?
Jackson L. Samuel.
Jackson L. Samuel.
He feels he's related to a very bad motherfucker.
Oh.
I was gonna name him Jules, but I felt like that might have been a little too on the nose.
So I'm using Night Cafe to generate character portraits, and I made the mistake of telling it. The prompt was a human male, a very hairy human male outdoorsman. And
oh no!
it did exactly what I told it to do. So there's this.
I have to see.
Yeah. Oh shit! It is hilarious. Hold on, I will show you. There's Jackson L. Samuel. And then I'll post this picture in the Facebook group because it is hilarious. There you go. Yes.
He's a normal Italian man. What's everyone laughing about?
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Yep. That's one problem with AI is sometimes it is a little too literal. I mean, it's like AI. It's
Yeah,
a
I
little autistic.
saw someone say they said salmon swimming upstream, and it made like salmon fillets, like swimming up the stream.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, now you know what I was laughing at. So
There you go.
Where do you make this character from? What did you do?
I went in.
AI to
If
do
you,
it.
yeah, it's an AI tool. If you go to Google and search for Night Cafe, that's what I'm using.
Oh, I am totally gonna have fun with this.
Oh yeah, and well, the Night Cafe will give you 5 free credits every day. So
Oh yeah, well when you learn what his quirk is, you're gonna really dig how this all came together.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
because
had
he thinks his grandfather is a werewolf or something. Like it makes sense now.
Right? Like looking at him, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. It all came together just really kind of in a fucked up way.
He has no idea
Yeah.
why it's funny.
Okay. So there is Jackson L. Samuel, and then Umra or Gabriel. Did you create a secondary character?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
His name is Carl Coinbiter. He's going to be a halfling.
Okay.
We got a big crew going down under.
Is
Oh,
he?
Well, you need
is
to,
he going to be
'cause
like a?
people are gonna die.
Is he going to be like
Yeah.
a thief? Is what or acrobat? What's he? What's his?
He's going to be more like a ranged fighter.
So he's going to be a fighter but ranged. Okay.
Well, halfling is a class, right?
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay. Wow, actually, this came out pretty good. And what was his name?
Carl Coinbiter.
All right.
Do you use the portrait version of Night Cafe?
I didn't, but you can. In fact, you'll get. I think personally that you get better character portraits if you do. I just used regular Night Cafe this time, but portrait mode works better in my opinion.
Let's go.
Yep, we will. Hold on, just making. Making my last token here. There we go. And now you have Carl Coinbiter. Okay, so yeah, you are able to hire these guys. So you each have one hireling that is your secondary characters. Now, depending on your charisma, you can actually have additional people that you hire, such as veterans and or normal humans that would be retainers, torch carriers and treasure carriers, things of that nature. But that's entirely up to you.
How much does it cost?
That is the big question, isn't it? So it says on page 110 of the player's tome, wages and upkeep. Oh, so it's up to me. The referee should determine the rate of pay desired. I would say that if you wanted to hire retainers to carry your crap, they're probably going to want, they're not going to be, generally, they're not going to be people that are going to be in the fight. So they're going to want probably 3 silver a day. Veterans, however, which are essentially first level fighters, they're going to want 1 gold a day.
I just want to take. I mean, I've got a charisma. I can get more guys, but just right now, I think just to not overload just the game mechanics of just having a ton of shit on our side,
running down an entire army. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stick with my guy, my backup guy.
Okay.
Just one hireling for me. Did you get his icon and everything?
Oh shit! I don't think I did.
Were we gonna worry about potions or anything?
They're probably expensive, but we could go shopping maybe.
So the alchemist does have some potions available. She has 4 potions of healing, and she wants 5 gold each for them.
Well, that's not bad. I'll buy one. Well, shit, maybe I should just buy all of them, actually. I'll do that, and I'll keep them, and then I'll have more of a role to play.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I screwed up. I got one more to do. So, what does your magic user look like? Is he a human?
He is. He is a human with a wizard hat and blue, plaid blue and golden robes. And he has a staff, and he has a backpack with assorted stuff in it.
Well, let's see what we get here. Ew, this is actually pretty damn good. I don't know that it's exactly what you're describing, but it came out quite well. And what's his name?
His name is Ignatius Kisner Schmidt.
How do you spell that last name?
SCHMIDT.
I'm sorry, SCHM.
MIDT.
Okay.
Yeah, and he is a magic user. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. He says well, I can help study things, and I can carry the lantern and provide assistance.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. His staff has a little hook on it to hold the lamp. His daggers.
And did you pick his first level spell?
I did. You said I could start out with stuff based on my intelligence by the book.
Correct.
So so I have Charm Person, Floating Disc, Magic Missile, and Shield, and currently I have Magic Missile memorized.
Sweet. So here is his token.
I figured we needed at least one somebody of some kind to have the arcane class.
Yeah, that's
know.
always a good idea.
Just that 4 hit points I know is not really fucking appealing. 4 hit points, a lot of experience points needed to level. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, but they tend to scale nice.
Oh yeah, I mean
Higher levels, you can't beat a magic user.
Well, I mean, most of the spells look like, you can go, well, I'm gonna hit you and I'm gonna do some damage. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll that shit, and then there might be some saves and other effects, but really, I'm just gonna do some damage. I'm gonna decide I want to hit you with my magic missile, and you're gonna get hit with it. Enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah, say cheese for the big light.
Okay, so you hire these 4 adventurers to join your party in going down back into the catacombs, and their agreement with you is that they will split the monetary treasure as part of their cut, and of course they get a cut of the XP. That's more or less metagaming, but all magic items, however, are left up to you guys as to what you want to share with them, or if you want to share magic items with them. And so, Cassandra, you bought the 4 healing potions. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got them all. So
Okay.
you can hit
So
before we go. Anybody wants?
Tell you what the healing potions do. Whoops, I'm on the wrong book. There we go. Potions. Potion of healing does drinking it will restore 1d6 plus 1 hit points of damage. Cannot give you more than your current maximum, and it will also cure paralysis.
Got it.
Okay. So now that you are all back ready to kick more ass, are you ready to go back down into the catacombs?
I believe we are.
Okay. Back to my... There we go.
Well, Ignatius, as we go down, he is going to stay in the back, but his lantern will be turned up. As soon as we get down in the dark, he's going to have that lantern cranked up to that full 30 feet.
Okay. And so what I will do, well...
You could just put us as one marker until it came down time to really break down a situation.
I don't really like the 1 marker. I mean, I don't know. I like having individual markers.
Right. We'd all have to move our people.
Right. Well, what I was going to say is that I will... you'll each have 1 marker for both of your characters, and then if something should happen to your main character, you can use your second character, and we'll replace the marker. The way we'll do this.
Sounds cool.
Entry.
Big old dwarf.
Half orc.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm very sorry, Dintry.
How dare you compare me to those tiny creatures?
Well, we have dwarves, and I'm pretty intoxicated all the time. It's not that I'm really trying to
I mean, he's a
offend you. I
thief
just,
bard. I mean, if he was sober,
yeah,
that would be more weird.
yeah. My wineskin is full of water that I wish was wine.
So you
The Ranger alcohol.
you descend back down. You and your party of 8 descend back down into the catacombs, and of course, this that this door is Tekka's prize-winning cheese cave. I don't know if you want to open that door. You know that there is brown mold in there. That's up to you, or you can continue back through the tunnel and explore the rest of the catacombs.
I'm not interested in the mold personally.
I'm not either. I mean, I see no reason to invade that area. Anything that if a rat or something that got in there, I mean, she's going in there. She's not complaining, right? I mean, she took some time while we took our time getting supplied. She's been down here getting cheese and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean,
yeah, she has a method. She knows how to deal with the mold, which essentially is to just stay the hell away from it.
Yeah. So I see no reason to interfere with that.
Okay, so you guys move. Whoops. Oh, right. Helps
We've
when I
got
use-
more people to help move rocks.
Yes, so it takes much less time for you to move rocks. And so in this room, and find my map. There we go. So to remind you, this room, you've already been down here. This is where you found the rat's nest. It is dank and earthy in smell. There's wet earth, moss, stone. There's broken stone and dirt walls. There's a 20-foot ceiling. It is dark down here, so you have relit your torch. You only used 10 minutes of your torch last time. You've relit your torch, and there are, to the south, there is an archway that leads to a short passage, a 10-foot passage leading south. There is an archway to the east that leads to what looks like a zigzagging passage, and from the east you can hear the sounds of crashing water as though from a waterfall. And then to the north, in front of Umroth here, there is a iron barred door, like a cell door, that leads to the north.
And it's closed, I guess.
It is closed.
All right. Well, while it's closed, I think I'm just, I want to come over right over here and just kind of listen.
Okay.
Go
ahead and make a listen check. You do hear something. You can hear the sounds of Oh, that was what I was going to ask you guys. One other thing. So languages. Languages.
Ignatius knows Common, and then he got Kobold.
So we'll go around the table. So Cassandra, clerics automatically know their alignment language, and they know they know common.
Okay.
Common in hold on. Where is language? Languages, page 96. So common is called Handeln. It is a trade language that pretty much everybody in the region speaks. In fact, pretty much everybody speaks. It was developed to precipitate trade between people that don't speak the natural languages. And then you're lawful, is that correct?
Yeah.
So your alignment language is called Laodin, and it is used mostly for holy texts and things of that nature. And both you and Mavis would speak those languages. And then the question, of course, then is, what is your do you have a modifier to intelligence?
Yeah, I got a +1.
So you can learn one other language. They're on page 24 of the player's tome.
Okay. Let me get there.
And that works for Mavis as well, if she's got a bonus.
Let's see. Let's learn Goblin. One of them will learn Goblin.
Okay. That's a good one.
And let's go with Dragon.
Okay. So so you learned in Braunhaven, Goblinoid is known as Pukashal, and Dragon is called Draco.
Okay. I've got it
Okay.
written down.
So Dorvish is going to be a little different. So Dorvish, because of thief.
That is what I am, and a bard.
So you know what is your alignment?
My alignment for Dwarvish is neutral.
Okay, so you know the name of the neutral alignment language is Leodir. It is often referred to as the Thieves' Tongue. It is a secret language of hand gestures, blinks, motions, and obfuscating speech.
Can you spell that, please?
Leeidr.
Okay.
And then you would also know hand down, which is common.
Okay.
And then let me look at Bard. So they're the same. And do you have an intelligence modifier?
No.
Okay, so then you don't know any additional language.
Now, Ignatius is a magic user.
Right, so Ignatius, magic user. What's his alignment?
Law.
So he also knows Laodin.
Can you spell that?
It is Laidin, which is the lawful language. It's mostly holy. It's like Latin.
Right. Okay. And then he's got
and
a plus.
He also knows hand down common. And then what's his modifier?
His plus +1, and his +1 that he got was Kobold.
Perfect. Okay. Dentry, being a fighter. What's Dentry's alignment?
Neutral.
Okay, so there again, you know Leodir, which is the Thieves' Tongue, secret hand gestures and whatnot. And you would also know hand down, which is common. And does Dentry have a intelligence modifier?
He does not, but he is half orc, so does he know Orcish?
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Let me double check. Yes, you know Orcish.
Sweet.
Which I believe... Yeah, it's all listed. So Orcish is also Pukashal. So it is Pukischoll.
I was not type that, so 1 second. PUK.
Uh-huh.
PUK.
ISC.
ISC.
HOLL.
HOLL.
Pukashal is spoken by goblins, kobolds, orcs, ogres, bugbears, and hobgoblins. So well, we'll come back to him. Wes, your magic user That kobold, that is also Pukashal, and I'll just type it out here.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that. I
No
had
problem.
to. It's my weight loss program. If you weigh yourself and then you go take a pee, you'll weigh less.
All right. And so then, what about Jackson L. Samuel? He is a ranger.
He's also neutral.
Okay, so he knows Laodin, and he knows Common, Hand Elm. And
Mhm.
does he have an intelligence modifier?
Nope.
Okay,
He dumb.
Then he's done. Umroth,
Mhm.
you are your main character is just a dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know. Wow, holy shit! You know what's your alignment?
Neutral
Okay, so
or lawful.
lawful. So you know Laodin. That out. And you know Hand Elm, which is common.
Yep.
And you know, let's see here. What is Dwarvish? You know Domshek. Which is Dwarven. And you know Gnomish. Gnomish. Domgear.
All for just normal.
And you know a lot of languages. And you know Pukashal. And does he have a bonus to his intelligence?
No.
Okay. So then Pearl Coinbiter is a halfling.
Halfling.
What's his alignment?
Lawful.
Okay, so he knows Laodin, Handeln, and there is a halfling language, which is, oh boy, I can't even pronounce this one. That's what I get for using Ukrainian words. So I just typed it out. It's halfling. That's why I put in parentheses halfling. And all of you can write down that you all speak Gernvold, which is the Glostian Empire dialect. So you listen. So Darvish, you listen at the door, or at this archway, and you can hear a number of jibber jabber, kind of in whispers, but they're not in a language that you understand.
I will hold my finger up to my lips to tell everybody to take a big dose of shh. And I'll kind of point down that I hear some, and I'll do my hand kind of like, I hear some people talking down there, but I don't know, I'll shrug at them. I don't know what they're saying. And I'm going to go ahead and try to creep on down the hallway a little bit.
Okay. So you creep on down the hallway.
All right, and let's see, to try to move silently as a thief is I have to roll.
I believe it is
I think it's probably a D100.
It's a percentage. You have a 20% chance So you want to roll under 20.
Yeah, so yay. All right.
Ot 6. Wow,
Yeah.
you are a ninja. So you creep down the hallway
With my longbow.
with your longbow.
Yeah.
And you get into this small chamber is a broken stone and dirt floor. The ceiling is only 10 feet tall, but everything's made of this broken stone and overgrown with dirt. There are archways. These archways that you go through are 8 feet tall, 5 foot wide. In the middle of the room, there is a corpse of a dead goblin. Oh, I'm sorry, not in the middle of the room. On the west wall, there is a corpse of a goblin. And you can hear, as you get closer, you can hear these whispers. They sound angry, but you still don't understand the language.
I'm gonna go ahead and peep my head around the corner there and see what the fuck I see. I'm gonna stay here as best I can. I'm just gonna kind of, look, peep my head around this corner and see if I can see in there.
So it is dark. But you can hear, well, actually.
Can we all hear this or just him?
Let me look at this. Well, he's the only one that has the. No, you cannot see anything in there. It is dark.
That means they can see in the dark.
That is a good logical conclusion.
So is it whispers we all can hear or just...
So he has an ability called Hear Noise, and he was able to hear it down the hall. You guys couldn't hear it.
I thought it was just normal.
So Cassandra, if you want to try and listen, you can roll a d6. You have to roll a 1.
Okay, I'll tell you if it works. Nope, rolled a 6. Okay.
Mavis could also make the roll if you wanted.
5. All right.
And anybody who wants to try and make the check can do so.
Nope.
Yeah. So I'm gonna creep back over here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like, our light isn't going far enough, but I hear multiple people talking. It's a language I don't know. There's also a dead goblin in the wall in there, angry talking. So now's the time, I guess, where we should decide if we think they're evil and go kill them, or are we going to go try to talk to the language people we don't understand, but they can see in the dark.
So we have this iron door between us, right? Or iron bar door?
The iron door goes to the north. These are just 8 foot tall archways that go to the south and to the east.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I just kind of creeped down this way, and I've looked, I've gotten 2 around this corner, but I can't see anything. And so, I mean, if we bring a light source down there, they're gonna know we're coming. But if we do go in there, we can't see them any fucking way. So
you've got a torch. I was making the assumption that if you were trying to peek your head around the corner, and this is my assumption, so maybe it's on me, but I was assuming that you're not going to stick your torch around the corner trying to hear them because they're going to see that.
Yeah, no, I would not.
Actually,
the torch I've handed off to Ignatius.
Okay.
I have my longbow. I'm creeping and hiding in shadows, so I'm trying to stay in the shadows. No, Dorvis is not carrying the light source. Ignatius is.
Okay.
He's the wizard. I have chainmail now. I'm a little bit better.
You guys are feeling a little bit more protected.
Yeah, but. There's something going on down there around that corner. I'm whispering this to my companions.
So maybe what we could do is have tough guys stand on either side of the door and have someone throw a torch down the hallway And you can
Okay.
stand at the end and shoot. So you could see them, and then as they come through, they're going to get smacked.
All right, so yeah, I'll go first and sneak, with the torch. I'll kind of get down here, and then we can hand the torch to one of the big guys, and they can just carry it and toss it. I'll actually kind of get right here,
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of have my longbow, and anybody that wants to come on through that door, I'm going to shoot an arrow at them.
Does anybody want to take up a position here so when they come through, you just go, hi-ya?
Sure.
Okay. Somebody with a better weapon than me.
So you should be able to move your token to wherever you want your character to be.
There's
Do you
the
want
door.
them right there or right there?
I think right.
So-
Well, either side of this archway is good.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then where did? Gotcha.
And then which one of y'all? Yeah, just one of y'all throw that torch down in the in the hallway there. If you just give it a little reach around, toss the.
And if nothing
torch.
happens, you can see further.
Yeah.
Kind of win-win.
Okay, so you throw the torch down there, and you see these 4 goblins, and this room that they're standing in is, again, broken stone and dirt. It's got a 10-foot ceiling. There are 4 stone pillars in this room that are kind of holding up the ceiling. And there's 4 goblins that stand in front of a cell door that leads to a pathway to the east. And one of them is trying to jimmy the lock with a hairpin. And the other 3 seem like they're giving instructions. And Cassandra, you're not in the... Where's Cassandra? Are you staying all the way back in the...
I guess in this corner, I'm not really sure what to do.
So Cassandra, speaking Goblin, you can understand that these other 3 morons are giving this guy rather terrible instructions and advice. They're trying to give somebody the help action on how to pick a lock, which is an idiotic thing to begin with. It's just not something that can be done. And he's like, yeah, shut up. And the other 3 are like, no, you need to do it like this. Move the hairpin. Just be gentle. Pick the lock.
If they're going to sit there and do all that, can I just shoot the guy picking the lock from behind with my longbow?
You guys get a surprise round. They failed their check. They don't know that you are there. You can go ahead and make an attack. You each get... Well, first of all, everybody roll initiative so we know. So roll a d6 plus your dex modifier.
Or minus.
Or minus. Yeah, it could be minus. And you can just drop your numbers in there. You should be able to.
All right, here we go. Oh, sorry.
Wrong one. That's a hell of an inish.
Yeah. So I got a 6.
So what do we roll for initiative?
Roll a d6 plus your dex modifier.
My bad. I rolled a d20 out of habit.
Hey, it's good to get an advantage when you can.
Right? Okay, so, wow, we got 3 6s. So out of Dorvish, Cassandra, and Umroth, which one of you wants to go first?
I don't mind going first. I'm doing the least movement or anything possible on it. But I don't care if I go last. We can go in alphabetical order, which would mean Cassandra goes first.
Yeah, but she probably wants to hang back, right?
I don't know. I'm not trying to speak for her. She want to throw something? I don't know.
Is Cassandra there?
Yeah, I don't have a ranged weapon. I don't know how much use I'm going to be.
Do you want a sling?
I'll give it a shot, sure.
All right. Well, I'll give you a sling real quietly while I'm still.
Yeah, I would say a sling counts as a blunt weapon.
Okay.
It's
just,
a D4 weapon.
yeah,
you
just
know,
hooks rocks.
Yeah. Kick
All right.
rocks.
So let me
All
see.
right.
Here.
So Dorvish, you can make your. So the way we'll play your secondary characters is they will go after your main character's turn. So Dorvish, what would you like to do?
I am going to, because it's short range, I'm going to get a +1 with my longbow. And then because I'm behind an unsuspecting person, I'm going to get another +4
That is correct.
to this back attack.
And they don't get to use their shield. I don't think they have one. So.
Right. And I'm just going to,
So which one of these 4 idiots are you going to shoot?
The one that I'm going to get this guy right. Oh, let me get on my clicker. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
All right.
Very first guy. I'm just gonna nail him real quick if I can. Does it 25 hit?
Let's see. Whoops. I would think so. Let's see. Your Thaco's 19.
That's right.
Yeah, 25 hits for sure.
Wonderful. This hit will double any damage that I do.
Yep.
So that's kind of neat. And I'm shooting.
Yeah, because you're doing a sneak attack.
Yeah. A longbow is a D6.
Actually, though, wait. Before you roll damage, let me double check something.
Okay.
Backstab when attacking unaware opponent from. I guess it does do double damage because it doesn't specify that it has to be a melee attack. So yeah, this counts.
Just being a dick. That's all.
Just being a dick.
Yeah, that's it. So this will be a D6 times 2 is what this will be. Well, 4 points of how you doing damage to Mr. Man.
So you. From behind, your arrow goes and it just sticks out of the middle of this goblin's face, and he keels over and dies.
Dorvish will hum a little, mournful tune for his soul.
What did you want Ignatius to do?
I want Ignatius to stay back with the lantern and make sure this whole area is lit up and have a dagger ready to throw at anybody that fucks around and comes in this area.
Okay. So Ignatius will be back here.
Yeah.
I will say that's working out. Okay. Umroth, what would you like to do?
Hit somebody.
Well, you can charge on in there, and you can hit him.
That one right there?
Certainly.
This works out great when the thief makes his rolls.
No shit, right?
11.
Okay. No, that is a miss.
Damn it.
What did you want? Hold on here. Your other guy is Carl.
He stays in the background.
Okay, so Carl's going to stay back here. All right. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
I'll try and hit somebody with a sling.
Okay, so
Yeah, right.
if you moved right here into this 5-foot hallway, you could sling this dude.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. I rolled D20 to hit, right?
Yep.
Okay. Woo! I rolled an 18.
That hits.
Okay. And then a D4. Oh, it's one of the ones at the bottom. Okay, for 1 point.
Okay.
Well, the way.
So Cassandra's rock bounces off the back of the goblin that's trying to pick the door lock, and it makes a hollow sound like it hit a ripe watermelon. He's like, ow! What would you like Mavis to do?
She'll copy me because I guess that's what she does.
She has a sling as well.
Yeah, but she rolls a 3. Oh, I was gonna pass it to her. I don't know. Is that possible?
Yeah, probably
maybe.
not.
Oh, okay. Well, she doesn't have shit then.
Bought her a sling, okay? It's 2 gold. Someone bought her a sling, please.
Okay. Well, I rolled like garbage, so no matter what, she was useless this round.
The goblins are surprised. So, Dentry, what would you like to do?
Gentry will come in and attempt to hit this one then with the sword.
Okay, go for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, not a good roll. I rolled a 2, and I think I only have a 1 modifier, so 3.
Nope, that is a miss. What would you like Jackson L. Samuel to do?
Jackson L. Samuel's like, man, you're doing it wrong. You got to hit him from distance. Jackson L. Samuel is going to step up to the doorway and with his longbow, shoot the one that's going for the lock as well.
Okay.
As this one, right?
Correct.
I rolled a 9, so I'm missing this 2.
He's got a +2?
No, he has a 9. I don't think. Oh, he has a +1.
12 or a 10 is a miss. So he misses as well.
He's going to step back.
All right. We are back to Dorvish.
We don't hit anybody.
We are back to Dorvish. What would you like to do?
Man, I guess I'm gonna do everything that like we do. We're just gonna make a little run up and shoot and run back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go after this guy at the bottom here. I don't know why I'm not. There we go. Yeah, him.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot at him. I guess though he's not surprised. Is he still facing the other way, or is he turned around?
No, he's turned around now. This is we are in round technically round 1 because they were surprised the first time. So
I understand, but you gotta understand. I will milk it
if
you let me. Yeah. And so this is only +3. That's 12.
That's a mess.
Yep. And then I will just retreat, you know.
Okay. And
Out of the way. Ignatius is going to continue to light this area up. He'll kind of move just for right there. And can he make that line of sight right there with a dagger? To that guy picking?
No, you would have to be standing in this hallway.
Okay. Well, if I stand right there and just hit pick boy, picky boy.
I would say yes, but you're going to be at a -1 to hit.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw a dagger at him. And so I'm using dexterity, I guess, for Ignatius, which is non-existent, -1. So this is a -1 roll, throwing a dagger. It's just something to be trying to help.
Ooh. His dagger goes through the bars of these doors, and you hear it clink and land in this hallway.
And he will step the fuck back out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Umroth. Assume
it's the one in front of me.
Yeah, I assume you're going to want to try and bash this guy again?
Nope. Oh, that's a 1, too.
Oh, shit. So, Umroth, you swing, and the goblin deftly ducks, and you drop your sword.
All right.
It lands 5 feet away over in this corner. What would you like Carl to do?
Nothing.
Okay. Back to Cassandra.
Okay, we're gonna repeat the same maneuver.
Okay. You're trying to hit the door lock picker.
Yeah, let's see if it works.
Goblin nose picker.
Rolled a 9.
Do you have a bonus to your dex?
No.
That is a miss.
All right.
And what would you... Is Mavis doing anything?
No.
You
She's just failing.
Stay back there praying for your... For
Yeah,
your
probably.
safe... So the goblin... So this goblin here is... he is laughing at Umroth and says something along the lines of, "Stupid dwarf!" And he is going to swing his short sword on Umroth. Ooh, what's Umroth's AC?
2.
He misses. And so here's the thing about goblins. They hate dwarves and will attack on sight. This goblin takes a 5-foot step, and he's going to attack Umroth. And misses.
Oh, he gets the -2 because I'm there too. Oh wait, no, he doesn't. Only the first one did.
Well, it doesn't matter. He missed. And that one is going to attack Umroth. Nat 20. He's going to do max damage for 6 points of damage.
Wow.
Ouch. How's Umroth feeling?
Bad.
on a scale of 1 to bad, it's bad.
I missed it.
We've got to
How much
clean
damage
some
did-
house.
He took 6,
Yeah.
so yeah.
6.
Yep.
Are you still up?
Yeah, I'm still alive.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
we'll see. Yeah, you've successfully taken their attacks this round, so we'll have another chance to thin them out more.
Dentry, what would you like to do?
I will attempt to attack again. I'm gonna try the in-system roller because clearly I can't roll for shite outside of it. So let's just try inside. Why not?
What's your bonus?
+1.
12 is a miss. Oh, wait. No, 12 is a miss. So you need to get a 13 or better to hit these guys.
Some bitch.
What would you like Jackson L. Samuel to do?
Jackson L. Samuel realizes he's not meant to be doing things from range since he has a negative to his dex.
Yep.
He gonna run into the room and just be like, let's fight.
A ranger with a negative to his dex. Ugh.
Oh, you ain't got no damn stats. You guys are like, make him a ranger. I'm like, whoa.
Well, and this is an old assumption. The old assumption always was, well, rangers use bows. No, not always. Not always.
You get a
This
+1 if you're using a bow at close range.
Rangers are like hippie fighters.
He dropped his sword as he ran.
What?
He said, screw this, dropped the bow, and drew his sword as he ran into battle. Does that count?
That works.
All right, cool. So his bow is chilling back here somewhere.
Yep.
And he's over here with his sword.
Go for it.
And we're going to try again with the in-system roller and see how we do. Son of a bitch!
Well, nobody wins in this game. They just do a little bit better every time. We are back to Dorvish.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to step up here and I've got to shoot my bow. Let's start with this guy here at the top. Let's go with the guy dead in the middle because he's kind of tucked down a little bit.
Okay, but you're shooting, so you're going to be at a -1 because you would be shooting through Umroth. But you could hit this guy. He's not being blocked by anybody.
Well, then I'll do that.
Okay.
That just makes sense. So I can get
Umroth at this point has enough problems. I don't think he needs friendly fire.
Yeah, so this plus 3. Here we go.
That's a hit.
17 hit. Yeah. So then we're gonna do a D6. One.
Okay.
1 point of damage.
So with
Still.
ranged weapons, you add your Dex modifier to hit, but not to damage. With melee
Right.
weapons, you add your Strength modifier both to attack and to damage.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna step right back out of the way here, and Ignatius will just stand here and look around at that guy right in the then that he took 1 point of damage, and Ignatius is going to cast Magic Missile.
Nice. That automatically hits. Go ahead and roll your damage for Magic Missile, which
It's 1d6 plus 1.
correct.
So yay!
Yeah, the magic missiles in this game are way more dangerous than they are in 5th edition.
4 points of damage from Magic Missile.
3 blue darts slam into this guy's chest, and he is knocked back and dead.
Ignatius will go, "Get off my lawn, you bastards!" Fuck.
Umroth,
Step back.
what would you like to do? That's a hit.
You can do it, dude. You gotta thin that herd.
Ooh, for 6 points, this goblin is he's chopped in 2. What are you keeping Carl sitting back?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
You've got to kill him, Cassandra.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush in and smack this guy with my mace.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Do this.
Time to get sloppy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know,
Cassandra Jenkins.
yeah.
Yeah.
How's his morale gonna? I mean,
That's
yeah.
true. He's on his turn. He's gonna have to make a morale check.
Rolled an 18.
That's a hit, assuming that he survives.
For 4 points.
Ooh, and he does not. Cassandra runs in and, in a very priestly manner, bashes his skull in, and the goblin slumps to the ground. Hold on here. These guys.
And Umroth needs a potion, right? You took a big hit, I thought.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? It's 1d6 plus 1. Do you wanna roll it, or do you want me to?
You can roll.
Okay. For 4 points back.
All right.
So these guys in here.
I go back and pick up my bow.
These guys in here each are carrying 3 gold pieces.
Okay, so that's what? 12 gold pieces?
Yep.
All right. We'll just keep a running total and all that. I can do it if I need to take a turn.
Let's split it up when we go back to the inn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start a little text file real quick, and I'll keep our golden treasure for this today.
And there was still the corpse laying against the wall next to Ignatius in the previous room. I don't know if you guys wanted to investigate the corpse.
Probably should.
Let's look at it. Let's poke it with a stick.
Yeah. Go give it a good looking.
So
Hey.
you guys poked the corpse with a stick, and part of it, I mean, this goblin hasn't been dead for very long, but part of it kind of falls apart, and you can tell that it looks like it has been gnawed on by the giant rats. But you do find that this corpse has a pouch with 2 copper pieces, 1 silver piece, and it is wearing a silver ring worth 40 silver pieces.
So how many silver pieces was that again, please?
It was 1, excuse me, 2 copper,
Right.
1 silver piece, and a ring worth 40 silver.
Got it. Thank you.
And you see the only way out of this room is this locked barred door leading to the east.
Well, I've got to try to pick the fucking lock.
Okay.
I guess I should assume that the guy trying to do it before surely would have triggered a trap if there was one. So yeah.
So you have a 15% chance of picking the lock.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you. Do I get to add my dexterity bonus to this?
No, it's just a percentage check.
Oh, that's wonderful. Nope.
So yeah,
I can't do it.
yeah, the door is locked, and I believe the rule is that you have to wait 24 hours.
No, I can't do it again until I get a level.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You need to gain a level before you can try to pick that lock again.
Right. So I will. I guess I'll pull out my crowbar and look at a strong guy and just kind of hand it to him and look at the door.
Okay. Yeah, you can try that.
Well, does it count as stuck or is it locked?
It's locked.
Yeah.
But these are obviously old iron doors, so they're probably fairly rusted. I would say that you could make a stuck door check.
All right.
If Dorf wants to attempt that.
Missed.
Don't we have We have
Yeah.
crowbars.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I handed. I handed him a
Yeah.
crowbar.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Still missed.
Still missed? Shit. Okay.
Yeah, with a crowbar, he would need
I think a crowbar just lets you make the check.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Does anybody else want to try? I guess we could all just give it a go, right? What do we got to roll over to get
Let me see
it open?
Let me see what it says. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about crowbars.
Shit.
I would say a crowbar. So your regular check for a dwarf. Yeah, the crowbar would only add 1, so you'd be at 2 out of 6. Fighters, though, I thought fighters got something better than that. I'm gonna look at.
Well, I got a 3 out of 6, but
Let's see.
that still doesn't work.
Oh, wrong book. Sorry. Player characters, ability scores. So what is Umroth's strength?
14.
Yeah, you got a 3 in 6 chance, but you rolled a 5. So Carl, Dentry. I mean, anybody can try to use the crowbar to unjam this door.
I'll give it.
Yeah, I did not do it with a 3.
What is Dorvish's strength?
Laughable.
Yeah, 3 to 8, you have a 1 in 6 chance. 9 to 12 is a 2, and 13 to 15 is a 3. 16 to 17 is 4, and 18 is 5. So.
Yeah. Open door is a 1 and 6 for me.
Well, we can
Sorry.
still try.
Does
Okay.
yeah, you can all try.
Alright.
So what do we need to roll if our strength is shitty? We need to roll a 1 or a 6?
A
A
1.
1.
Okay, a 1. All right, so Cassandra fails. So does
The
fucking...
old man
Wait,
Ignatius
Wait,
got it.
who rolled the 1?
Ignatius,
the
the old wizard.
old wizard comes up and uses the crowbar in just the right spot and pries this door open. And so Ignatius
It's gonna
gets this
fall
door
into-
open.
It's about technique, guys.
Right. And so there is a 10-foot long hallway that ends in another iron door.
Ignatius pulls out his box and pulls out the picture of the wizard that's all buff and ripped with its hands doing like this. He kind of knows this is my hero. Puts it back in his little box and all this. I guess I'm the sneaky front row guy though. So I will try to listen. I want to listen for hear noise, which is another D6 roll.
Mhm.
Yeah. So here we go. Rolling D6. I probably don't hear any noises. but
So
listening.
you can hear that there is a loud waterfall nearby. Right on. It sounds like it's crashing right on the other side of this door. And actually, you can see a little bit further into this room. Not like so.
All right.
And your Ignatius's torchlight is kind of causing weird shadows and flickers on the edge of this darkness.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of try to hide and sneak that way, and look and see and hear what I can. So, this is my move silently.
Yeah, you'll want to make 2 checks. One for move silently, which
11.
You made.
Wow. And then the hide in shadows, stay out of sight. 30 probably didn't make that.
Nope.
Yeah.
But you get into this room.
Well, but you can't do both.
Oops. Well, you could hide in shadows once he gets there. Is basically what I'm saying.
No.
So in this room, oh, I'm sorry. Wait, no, you can't get into this room, but you can see what's in this room. This door is also locked.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Everybody get your crowbar ready.
I will pull. Well, I mean, now first we'll try to do it passively with the pick locks, right? Which does not work.
New.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll start crowbarring. I can roll a crowbar, or if someone else wants to try it, I've tried.
So Ignatius was the last one with the crowbar, so he's gonna have to take a 5-foot step into the room to hand you the crowbar.
Yeah, all right.
Oh no! A scythe blade comes up out of the floor. And hits Ignatius for 6 points of damage.
Ignatius doesn't have 6 hit points.
Ignatius is dead.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Ignatius. There went the magic. At least he shot his spell, you know. And he's got 12 gold on him, which I will add to the
party kitty.
Yeah, and he's got a lantern and 5 flasks of oil. That is.
Why couldn't it have been Mavis?
Then everybody would be rejoicing. She's the Path of the Martyr. I think Path of the Martyr should become an official thing for Braunhaven. I really do. For paladins and clerics.
Yeah, where you rush in.
I thought about looking for traps, man, but I didn't. And so therefore now the party kitty has 12 more gold.
Okay, Cassandra and Mavis will pray over the corpse and stuff.
Yeah. It was like, well, he doesn't need the crowbar anymore.
In death, Ignatius doesn't need a crowbar. so, this trap is sprung now, and it basically effectively sliced Ignatius in two. And you pull him out, and Mavis and Cassandra each take turns praying over each half. Who wants to make the next attempt to crowbar open the door?
Can we check for other traps here, just in case?
Yeah, Dorvish can go ahead and make a find trap check.
All right. Let's see what to find the
that.
trap is.
Indiana Jones.
TR, you have a 10% chance.
Yeah, this is just the life of a first level fucking rogue, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is. All right, here we go. 18 though.
Well, you're getting closer, but you don't find any other traps.
Yeah.
And I say you're not confident, but I mean you're fairly confident. The scythe blade took up most of this 10-foot long, 5-foot wide hallway, which is why Ignatius ate shit so bad. But aside from that, yeah.
Yeah, that was poor guy. Yeah.
Anybody else want to try crowbarring open the door?
I mean,
sure.
that happen, sure, why not?
Okay.
But I'll do it last, I guess.
So go ahead and roll a. What is Dentry's strength?
2 or 16.
Okay, so you have a 4 and 6 chance. So roll a d6. 3. You pry open. Dentry pries open the door, and you step into this room. And so this room. I should know this. I wrote it, but it's now been a while since I wrote it. So this room is, again, broken stone and dirt, floor and walls. There are stalagmites. There is a 40-foot high ceiling, and you can see that there is a rushing river, underground river, that cuts this. It seems that this river probably at one time flowed either over or under this room, but by now it has cut this room in twain, and there is a large waterfall that you can see splashing into the water here, and you see that there is a rope fishing net that has been strung across the river and leads to another area, and you can see at this other end of the room that there is a door on the other side.
And this distance right here is how much? 5 feet?
I'm sorry, what? Each square is 5 feet.
All right, so I can just kind of come here and then jump across.
You can.
We could get one of the doors off the hinges and lay it down too. If anybody's scared.
Right.
Well,
I want to.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, because I mean, each square is 5 feet. So, and these doors are 6, or these iron doors are 6 feet. So
Yeah.
you.
I can use my 10-foot pole. I can just kind of poke all around in front of me as I walk up to the water, and then poke that little square over there, and then yeah, I'm gonna poke.
It's like a pole vault.
Yeah, well, I've got
in the middle and then just hop over.
So this river, this underground river, you can see is flowing fast to the southwest, and just off of the map down here, you can hear that there is another huge waterfall. You can hear that it is a long drop before you can hear the splash of the water down below.
Gonna tie a rope around my waist and hand an end of it over there to Dentry.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move over and probe that little square, and then I'm gonna step here, and then I'm gonna probe across. It's 10-foot pole. I'm gonna probe the end. If there's a trap or something, I'm hoping I trigger it.
Nope.
And then after I do that, I'm gonna move back here and I'm gonna get a running start and I'm gonna make the jump.
Okay.
Sweet.
So you can either make the jump or you can use the fishing that has been strung across the river, but you make it across. On the other side, oh, I'm sorry. There's also in this room, there is a skeleton that lays on the floor just east of the locked cell. So it's like right here, and the skeleton is actually holding its left arm in its right skeletal hand, like the arm has been severed.
Like that trap got it?
Possibly, yes. And you see, so Dentry, you can see that this skeleton has a rotting leather pouch kind of tied where its waistline used to be.
I cautiously take it.
Okay. In the pouch, you find 30 gold pieces.
I'm on it. I'm gonna write it down.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. That's it. 30 gold pieces.
Hold on. And there is a ring. And you find a key.
Anything about that ring that's notable?
I don't know. What do you want to do with the ring?
I mean, I'm not just putting on some random ass ring. That's not happening. But
It looks like honestly, it looks like a very plain gold ring. It's probably worth 10 gold pieces.
Mavis will try it on.
Okay. Mavis puts the ring on, and nothing really happens.
All right, maybe next time.
Mavis, with this ring I thee wed.
Can I?
Oh, no.
Is that what it is? A ring worth 10 gold pieces?
It looks like it's worth about 10 gold pieces.
All
It
right.
didn't do anything when we tested.
And you
on
also find an old iron key.
it. Ooh.
Old iron key.
For a second.
All right.
Does anything happen when she holds the key and the ring at the same time?
No.
It's okay. Let's keep going.
So
Yeah.
So Dorvish, you are on the other side, and
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Like to go ahead and light up that torch that we've been using, and look. Is that's a door you said right there?
It is. Door
Yeah,
is
so-
locked.
Can I-
Hold on here.
I'm gonna look for traps, I guess, as I poke along with that 10-foot pole.
So you poke around. You don't find any traps.
All right, I want to look for traps all on the door in the area there.
Okay.
Maybe take my. Can I look below the thing with my spear stick?
You mean under the there's not enough of a gap for you to get anything under the door. It is very tight fitting.
Okay.
Now this door, so there are there's stalagmites. There's a 40-foot ceiling where you're standing. Stalagmites kind of hang down, and these doors, they're 8-foot tall double doors. There are intricate carvings that depict the old gods, but they've been defaced with gouges and scratches. Looks like somebody came up with daggers and swords and chipped away purposely at these depictions of the old gods. This waterfall is nearly deafening in sound, and that's really all that you find here.
What about looking all up really good up in the stalactites and all that? Is anything up there crawling around?
You see some bats, but you don't see. I mean, they're just regular bats. Nothing dangerous. I mean, everything's dangerous to you guys. You're level 1, but
Yeah. We've got this rope to help balance that's stretched across now. I mean, maybe somebody could bring the key across or throw it over here or
yeah,
something.
currently Dentry has the key.
All right, I could walk to the edge of the river and toss you the key.
Okay, do that. Do we have to?
Okay, so you're going to toss the key across the river. Dentry.
I'd rather lose the key than fail the jump. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Because if I fail the jump, that's my character dead. If I lose the key, okay, well, we don't get whatever awesome thing's behind the door.
Well, you could tie the rope off. You could
tie
the rope around your waist, so you're not going to,
I tie the.
if Umroth comes up and holds the rope, that way, if you try to cross the fish netting that goes across the river, you won't have to worry about. If you slip and fall, you won't have to worry about it.
Umroth, you got me?
Yeah.
I crawl across. But I got to roll.
And you make it across.
Oh, sweet. I don't have to roll for it? Awesome.
Nope. There is a 1 in 4 chance that you will slip off the rope and fall into the river. But you guys have been taking your precautions. I mean, Dorvish kind of set the standard with tying the rope off. That was an ingenious idea.
I've already lost one character today fucking around.
We fucked around and we found out.
I mean,
yeah.
Honestly, compared to 5th edition, this is the first character death that I've had in years.
Yeah, well, he's still bleeding out in
2 pieces, yeah.
Yeah, he's fucked up. So yeah, he's gonna hand me that. I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna look really good for traps all around the keyhole, and I'll just slide the key in.
Okay, so first go ahead and make your find traps check.
Okay, this one is a what kind of roll?
It is a percentage roll, and you have a
shit. I have shit. That's what I have.
Well, hold on.
30.
TR, you have a 15, or I'm sorry, a 10.
Yeah, I probably didn't find any traps.
You did not, but you slide the key in, and you unlock the door.
Before you go, we should probably get other people over here.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough room. I mean, you could fit 1, 2, 3. You could fit another 4 people over here.
I just don't want to open up this door and walk into a room where we have no idea what's the other side, and like half the party can't even like get here.
I guess you should decide who you want over there.
Dorvis is breathing really heavy, going, hell yeah.
Before you open this door.
Yeah.
Did we want to do the whole like try and like take the door off and lay it across as like a better option for crossing?
Well, we could probably get to the hinges of the door if we open it, but
I'm at this door.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily yank that door off of its hinges. You've already cranked it open with the crowbar.
And then we could lay it here. So
Yeah.
Forget the netting. We'd have a door to walk across.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. So you've got a door to walk across. So who do you want over here? I guess the question is, first of all, now that the door is unlocked, Dorvish, you've unlocked the door. You haven't opened it yet.
no, I haven't.
Are you doing anything else? You've checked for traps. You didn't find any traps.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I can just push the door open, I'm going to step back this way, and with my 10-foot pole, I'm going to push the door open.
Okay. Well, then, okay.
Jackson with his longbow will just kind of see what he sees straight ahead through the doorway.
So through the doorway, you see that there are a number of goblins that are down on their knees, and they're kind of going up and down like cultists, like worshipping. And you see that this room has 4 pillars in it. Hold on. And the entire room is made out of white marble. The pillars are white marble, and they are polished. They are floor to ceiling, inlaid with gold and platinum. There's a large altar at the end that's 10 feet long and 5 feet wide. It's made also of white marble with silver inlay. And on the other, there are these 5 goblins that are bowing down to this larger figure that is a hobgoblin wearing priestly vestments. And
I'm offended.
So the goblins don't know that you're there because they're busy praying, and he is so enthralled with his sermon that he's giving in Goblinoid, the Pukashal, that he doesn't realize that the door has been opened. And you see that there is an alcove that leads to the north at the western end of this chapel.
Okay.
Somebody had a spell like fireball. It's like roast the whole.
Yeah, well, at least Ignatius cast his spell before he died. You know, look, I think we should just run in there and start killing them.
You have the surprise. So you guys all need to roll initiative. So a d6 plus your dexterity check.
Got a 5.
Change your initiative.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm going to throw your other guys up on here too, because I'm sure that by next week I'll forget whose character belongs to who. That's all of the secondaries, right? Yeah. And you can put in you either roll initiative for them, or you can put in your initiative for them as well. I like the idea of them going at the end of your turn, but it's easier to just see who all is there.
Yeah.
So Carl Coinbiter got a 3. All right.
Are we fixing to bum rush these guys, or are we going to back away slowly?
That is the question.
Why don't we attack them from across the river, because they're kind of dumb, and we can use ranged stuff, and they'll probably rush out and stupidly fall in and things like that.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
We could set up a wire. Oh my gosh, yeah. Use a rope and set up like a tripwire thing, if you can.
No, put the door on, have like a rope to the door, so when they get on the door thing and they can run across it too, we'll pull it.
Nice. This is only your guys' second session, and now you're thinking like old school role players.
Get at least 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, we're going to cut the netting that is, we're going to get across and then cut the netting and all that shit and remove the door. So we're going to come back over here.
Okay.
Right? And Dentry is too, I think, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
And then I'll just kind of line up here and I can we can start shooting at the priest, the hobgoblin priest with all our range shit. We can just gather around.
Yeah, because these goblins are down on the floor, bowing and groveling to the priest. You have a clear line of sight on the priest.
So this would count as a surprise.
It does.
Backstab.
Yeah, Dorvish
Okay.
gets the first attack.
All right, so let's see. So I get to add my AC. I get to add 4. So there.
Well, you want to roll a d20, not a 6.
I understand.
That is a hit.
All right.
I
and
believe.
so now I'll roll a d6.
Hold on.
Okay.
So you rolled a 22.
Why are you adding 6?
I didn't mean to add 6. Oh, 6 is 4 because of it being a sneak attack. I get plus 4.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
in order for it to be sneak attack, though, you have to be behind him. It's not sneak attack; it's backstab.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's not a backstab. So this would be instead of a 22, it would be an 18 to hit.
Okay. Hold on here. He has that is a hit.
Oh, are you doing the range rules where like first tier, second tier, third tier for range in terms of +1, neutral, or -1?
Oh, that's true. Let's see, what is the range from where Dorvish is?
It's short range.
Yeah, it would still be
I
in
have
short
a
range.
longbow.
So
Yeah,
you
so
would
I'll
have,
get a
you got a +1 to that. So
Yeah.
19. So yeah, it hits. And how much damage you do?
1 point of damage.
Okay, so he has an arrow sticking out of him. He is now fully aware that you exist. They don't get to go because they are surprised. Umroth, what would you like to do? You could. So you guys were tying a rope to the makeshift door bridge that you made, and you have anybody cut the fishing net?
Yeah, we did that before I shot.
Okay.
I thought.
So
was-
the fishing net is now dumped into the river, and it's tied off on the eastern side, and so this fishing net is dragged by the current down to the southwest, and so you have the iron door laid across here, and you tied rope around on this side. Who's holding the
Yeah.
rope to pull?
Umroth, you want to help Jackson with that?
Sure.
Okay.
I feel like the two of us, if we pull that quick, we can get at least 1, if not 2 goblins.
Okay, so you could hold or ready your action that if these goblins try to cross on the bridge to come at you, that you can yank it out from under their feet and dump them into the raging river. What is Carl Coinbiter doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Hiding.
Hiding. All right. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
Let's see. I know Goblin language. Or no, wait. It's Mavis. Mavis knows it. All right. So I guess Cassandra will try to throw a rock with the sling.
Okay. Are you trying to hit the priest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 16.
That's a hit.
Sweet. For 3 points.
Ouch. You bounce a rock off his forehead.
And then Mavis will say something really offensive in Goblin.
So Mavis, she was kind of able to overhear this hobgoblin priest is being quite loud. She can hear that he is actually a cleric, and he is delivering a sermon. Basically, on this altar, you see that there is a person that is tied down to the altar, and they are barely conscious, and the hobgoblin priest has a like a curved ritualistic dagger that he's going to sacrifice. And Mavis can hear that this is a ritual that he is chanting to the goblinoid god Garush. And Garush is generally a bloated, overweight goblin with pustules all over her skin. And so he is worshipping and doing this ritual to Garush. But she knows that he's a cleric.
Okay, are clerics allowed to say something blasphemous about
Yeah.
Icky God? Yeah, I'm gonna blaspheme, or Mavis is gonna blaspheme whatever they're sacrificing to.
Okay. That
That's to get their attention.
Yeah, that causes him to stop the ritual, and he's like glaring at Mavis.
Now come at me, bro. In Goblin. Get on that door there.
Dentry, what are you doing?
I misspoke before when I said to have Jackson with the door. Dentry's gonna help with the door, and Jackson's gonna have his bow ready to shoot something.
Okay. So Dentry is helping with the door, and Jackson, you can go ahead and have Jackson take a shot.
Does Jackson have a line of sight on anybody in this room?
You have a line of sight on either the goblins who are kneeled down, or you can shoot the hobgoblin priest.
Oh. Well, if I can shoot the priest, I'll go for the priest.
Okay.
So
It's got to be helpful is to make it hard on them.
it would normally be at a -1 because of my dex, but because of the range, it's at a +1, so it's even.
Yep. No, that is a miss.
You don't say.
And we're back to Dorvish. Dorvish, what would you like to do?
Got to shoot at the high priest again.
Okay.
I mean, that's just all there is to it.
I mean, I guess on the surprise round, we could have done something instead of held the door.
Was it 15 hit?
It does.
All right.
Ooh,
4
ouch.
points of damage.
That hurts the priest greatly.
Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and spend my movement to kind of back over here because things are going to start getting crazy here in a minute. And
The hobgoblin priest is going to cast a spell. But I need to look at the spell. Whoops, that is not at all what I want.
does this hitting that priest kind of stop the spell casting?
I'm not a fan of that.
Okay.
But I will say that if
It's
he
probably
casts,
healing.
if he casts a spell, and it is not healing actually. If he casts a spell and you have the same spell, so this goes for any magic user. If you have the same spell, you can, as a reaction, cast that same spell, burning your spell slot to counterspell it.
Right.
You have to have the same spell.
And we don't have any spellcasters right now.
Right. Hold on, I have to look up. What was I doing? Right. He casts. He casts Hold Person on Mavis. And so Mavis needs to make a save versus spells. So she rolls a d20 and she wants to hit or exceed her save versus spells. Cassandra?
Sorry, I was lost on the sheet where I was looking for the save versus spells. I found it.
Okay.
Nope, rolled a 1.
Oh, so Mavis is paralyzed. Let's see here. Wait. He has in 2 ways. Against an individual, so it doesn't matter. She is paralyzed. Yeah, he casts it specifically against her because she was shit talking his goddess.
All right, cool.
All right, so let me mark Mavis. All right, the goblins are obviously going to run your way. They all have short swords. And can move 20 feet. They get as far as the edge of the door. And they're cursing in Pukashal, waving their swords in the air. Umroth, are you still just waiting for them to get onto that bridge?
Yep.
Okay. And Carl's still hiding?
Yep.
Okay. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
Time to sling a rock over there once more.
Okay. Are you hitting one of the goblins, or are you trying to hit... so you'd be at -1 now to hit the hobgoblin priest, because he's now kind of blocked by this horde of goblins that are waiting to cross the river.
I was just gonna sling it at whatever one was in front.
Okay, you can do that. You could hit this guy.
I rolled
right
nat 20.
You do max damage. So he's going to
4.
take 4 and promptly die. And
Okay,
you hit him in the face, and he falls into the river and falls downriver.
Sweet.
And he goes over the edge, and that's the last you see or hear of him.
Okay. I'll smack Mavis around to try and snap her out of her paralysis. That's my turn.
She remains paralyzed. Dentry, you still waiting and holding on to that rope?
Yeah, Dentry's waiting.
And Jackson.
Jackson's going to try to be slightly less fail-tastic with the bow, and I will use a regular physical dice this time.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit?
It does not.
I didn't think it did.
Yeah, no, you got to get 13 or better.
Fail-tastic.
All right. We are back to Dorvish.
Yeah. God, that cleric is still just right there, even with a -1, you know. But then all these guys coming. We can't take hits. We've just got to take these front lines out and go
That's
from
what the door's
there.
for, remember? The door's going to make it hard for them to cross.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to shoot at the hobgoblin priest.
Okay.
With my longbow. I'm taking a -1, you say now?
Yeah, it comes out even because you're at +1 due to range, -1 because these guys are in the way, so it's just a raw roll.
How about a 14?
That is a hit.
All right. I'm dinging this motherfucker with fucking bow. 5 points of damage.
Ooh, and he takes a arrow to the face and goes down. I want to do that. He is dead. Dead. And hold on here. Okay.
I will start singing.
Okay. The goblins do exactly what you want them to do and start to cross the bridge. You can pull your ropes. So both Dentry and Umroth, you can make a strength ability check. You want to roll a d20 under your strength, but you get to subtract 4 from your roll.
8.
Nice. So thankfully, Dentry is able to yank the rope. The bridge goes out from under the goblins, and they all fall into the fast-moving river and are dragged down, screaming in the water, and fall down the falls at the far side.
I mean, we don't get no loot, y'all, but we did survive.
Well, you do get the loot from whatever the hobgoblin priest was packing.
And there's a person up there on that table. So, again, we want to use tethering protocols with rope and work our way across.
Okay.
We could put the door back now. We just pulled
What-
the door to the side.
Yeah, it's just dangling in the water. So I mean, you could technically do it again.
Yeah.
When are we gonna find out how much EXP we get?
Here very soon. And
Okay.
so in this chamber, let's see. Let me double check something.
And are we doing that 5% if our primary stat thing, whatever, is good?
Yes. Yes, we are.
I need that shit.
Hold on here. Let me.
What are you doing?
So if you're some character classes, if your prime requisite stat is a certain, if it's high enough, you'll get a 5% bonus to XP, and in some cases you could get 10% bonus. But it's not every class that gets that.
Gotcha.
Let's see. That's only for a horde, so that doesn't count. So in this room, I don't know. Sorry, is Dentry going across the? Are all of you going across into the chapel?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go.
Go into the chapel.
So in this room, you do find. Are you going to basically? So like I said, these pillars are inlaid with gold. The altar is inlaid with silver. There is the villager that was tied down to the altar. He has expired. He wasn't long for it didn't take the dagger being plunged into him, but he has a coin. The corpse has a coin purse on him that has 15 gold pieces in it.
Sure.
One moment.
Got it.
15 gold pieces, 8 silver pieces,
Okay.
and 20 copper.
Okay. That it?
Hold on.
What about this dagger? Does it look like it's worth a lot of good money?
The priest has a very fancy-looking mace.
Fancy mace. Can I give a little thiefy, looky, appraisy thing?
Well, I mean, are you gonna grab it, pick it up, and swing it around? I mean, you gotta you gotta kind of use it before you figure out what it is.
Oh, well, I would look at it for inscriptions and shit and look it over.
It is covered in runes, but aside from that, it looks way fancier than the stick with the ball of iron on the end of it that Cassandra's using.
I will look at it and kind of pull out a bag and not touch it, and I'll put it in the bag, and I will take it and let Cassandra make the choice if she wants to be a hero or a zero.
So here's the other thing. When Mavis crosses this river, she walks across the water without using the bridge.
She just airwalk.
She just walks across the water like she's Jeebus Christ.
We need to kill her too.
The ring that Mavis found is a ring of water walking.
God damn it.
All right.
Hey, Mavis, that ring real quick.
Yeah.
That was the mystery ring worth 10 gold pieces? Or
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that is now on Mavis's character sheet, right?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. Mavis, you have this magic item. When you die, someone's going to loot it off of you.
That's true.
Yeah.
All treasure
Okay.
ends up being somebody's sooner or later.
Yeah. Are you going to use the mace, or is the fancy mace going on the loot thing? I didn't basically touch it, but
So it's a fancy mace. Is it magical?
I don't know.
Okay.
The magic user.
You
is
could spend some
still-
time swinging it around and playing with it.
You can try to
Jim,
hit me
okay,
with it. I don't care.
let's put it in the loop for now because there's like the dying person to deal with.
Yeah.
The dying person is dead.
Yeah, they're expired.
Unless you want to bring the pieces back, that person's gone.
You could use him as
Fine.
a way to test out the mace.
Okay, yeah, I'll test the mace on the meat of the dead person.
So it is a +1 mace. It does
Yeah.
count as magical.
Awesome. +1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll wield that.
All right, I will remove it from the loot page because that is the proper thing to do. And this gold that's inlaid, gold and silver inlaid on these.
So
Oh, these pillars.
if you spend 12 turns, which would be 120 minutes, you could pry out the silver, platinum, and gold.
Man, that sounds like a wonderful investment of my time.
Absolutely. We got crowbar, we got a hammer, and we got spikes and stuff.
And the room is lit by candles and torches, so you can save your torch. Hold on just a moment here.
And we could probably grab a couple candles along the way when we're done.
We can burn this altar too to make light.
Everybody roll, all of the characters, including your secondaries, roll a d6. You want to get a 1 or a 2?
Cassandra got a 1.
Got twos.
So, Cassandra, you find that there is a secret door right here.
Ooh.
Both my characters got twos.
Yeah, you guys find secret door, and I'll put a big. Yeah, that works.
Cool.
Let me calculate your XP. So there is one other rule that we haven't discussed, and I don't know that it'll come into play as of yet. I don't know. But you are only allowed to... you can only take one... No matter how much XP you get, you can only take one level per session. And so if you have enough XP that you would take two levels, then you would take one level... and you would be at 1 minus the XP for the next level. But hold on here. 5.
Wait, what does 1 minus the XP mean?
So, okay, so you're a fighter. And let's say, let me look at fighter. So let's say that you got 2,000 XP and you were able to become level 2. And you got enough. So let's say that you got 6,000. So you would be able to take level 2, but you wouldn't be able to take level 3 for this session. Instead, you would be 3,999.
I'd be right at the edge of level 3 for the next session.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
So hold on, I need to pull out my calculator. Okay, so.
What are we dividing for as far as splitting the money up?
It would be, well, it would be divided by 7 now.
All right, thank you. Well,
one less share.
No, I want everybody to get their money.
Well, it was going to be 8, but now we have 7.
Yeah, and then maybe I can get another character for next week. I don't know. I'll roll one either way and see how whenever.
Yeah, you can be sitting in the wings.
Yeah. So.
All right, I'm just putting this all in. You can add, well, you guys can divide up amongst the 7 of you 23 copper pieces. So that would be...
Okay. Another 23 copper pieces.
So each of you would get 3 copper.
Okay.
And your total XP divided by 7. Everybody gets... $47.5 XP.
You said 47.5.
Correct.
So
And then we would just add the
47.
you get it?
Yeah, you would add, if you got a percentage bonus, you can then add that to the 47.5.
Okay.
So 52. 76.2. All right.
And so you guys have only been down here for maybe an hour. So it is not time for you to go back to the inn and rest yet. But you could, I mean, technically take a rest right here if you wanted to. I know that Umroth is injured. I don't know how bad Umroth is. But you could, if you wanted to, backtrack and go back to the inn and get a room and let him rest up for the rest of the day. He would be able to roll a 1d3 to regain hit points. Or you can press on.
I'm at 7. I can press on.
Okay.
What's past the door? Oh, we gotta divide up this gold. We're getting ready to log off, right?
Yep. You need to divide up your gold. Divide it by 7. Well, divide all of it by 7.
Right. So everybody will get 3 copper pieces. And 5 gold pieces. And let me do the silver. I'm buying the silver ring to make it so I have it and the party gets the dividing whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
The ring worth 40 silver.
Right. And that makes everybody gets 14 silver pieces. So 5 gold, 14 silver, and 3 copper. And the loose little scrubbly change just got deleted into the wind.
Yep. Yeah. You get to a rounding point. It's just like, eh.
Yeah, I'm like, it's.
I want a quarter of a copper piece.
Right, but there's a little money for everybody.
Yeah.
I was out of gold pieces, so it's really great that happened, and I'm buying a ring.
And I already calculated all of that into the XP, so that's one of the things that one of the things I like about this game is they have a dungeon tracker that allows me to write down notes to keep track of XP and treasure, and also checkboxes for how long your torches will last.
Oh yeah, nice.
So you've got your torch. Your current torch is good for another 30 minutes, 3 turns. And
yeah,
we've
well,
got this secret door up here, and we will pick this up next week at 12 o'clock. And,
right. Will we get the platinum and all that neat stuff off the walls?
Oh, yeah. The platinum, so you decided to spend the 12 turns. Oh, hold on. You get another. I'm sorry. You get.
Haha.
Another 400 gold pieces, and you get another 57 XP.
Oh, that was worth it. So 400 divided by 7 is
57.
57 gold pieces, everybody. Enjoy that.
And 57 XP per person.
Wow, cool.
What do your guys' XP look like? Are you getting, I mean, I don't know. You're probably not getting close to level 2 yet, but...
No, not close.
I was actually impressed the way you guys handled this encounter. I was kind of worried about that Hobgoblin Priest, because he is a level 4 cleric, and he can be a pain in the ass.
Well, it wasn't too bad. We had a good plan.
Yeah, no, you guys, like I said, second session in, and you guys are already thinking the way you're supposed to be for old school games. You're thinking outside the box and not relying on, 5th edition, you get into a bad habit of relying on dice rolls and skills, and you guys are doing very well of thinking outside of that box and using the room to your advantage.
Cool.
Yeah, I like the way this session ran a lot better. I like the individual initiative, and I like doing things the way we've always done them. This works really well.
Yeah, it worked pretty good. And those arrows, man, God, they were worth their weight.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So this was a good game.
I like using the bow. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a good game session, you guys.
Stuff.
So I will see you guys next week at 12 o'clock on Saturday.
All right. And I will roll another character, even if...
Yeah, somebody that you can meet the next time you're up in the tavern, sitting around, taking your rest.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
And so thanks. Y'all have a great night.
You too. Have a good one, guys.